KPEG.
And welcome to the KPEG Game of the Week. Tonight, it's the Cabrillo Conquistadors versus the Buena Bulldogs. I'm Greg Ratcliffe, broadcasting live from Buena High School in Ventura, where the 2-2 Bulldogs are getting ready to host the 0-4 Conks. Buena lost their first two games before racking up consecutive victories over Agoura and Dos Pueblos, with all but one of those four games being decided by 8 points or less. On the other side, Cabrillo has struggled offensively, averaging only about 6 points per game and losses to a pair of strong teams in Bishop Diego and Rio Mesa, and also coming up short against Napomo and Pioneer Valley. So as Buena looks to continue their win streak, Cabrillo looks for their first win of the season. Now, I had a great talk with Conks head coach A.J. Pateras yesterday. We discussed what his team has been through so far this year and what he expects tonight and moving forward. Let's listen in to what Coach had to say.
I'm here with Cabrillo head coach A.J. Pateras. Coach, thanks for meeting with me again this year. This is going to be our first look at the Conquistadors this season. Obviously, at 0-4, you're not off to the start you would have liked. Can you talk a little bit about the challenges you've had so far?
Well, we coming into the year, we brought in a new offense coordinator. We graduated close to 20 guys off of last year's team. But we returned some key kids that were sophomores who were going to be juniors, and then some juniors that, like Patrick Durham, who we were going to count on as leadership. And a lot of those guys have stepped up and done some great things. Cade McNamee has been phenomenal at this time. Patrick, I think, almost had 20 tackles last week. And so some of those challenges of figuring out who was going to be around those guys have been some of those issues. We've found that, guys are still learning what to do and how to do it in a consistent manner. Bishop Diego, very, very good football program, very talented, big up front. And, I think sometimes you go up against bigger, faster, stronger teams, and that was the case with Bishop Diego and Rio Mesa. But we could have played better and we had things on film that looked good. It was just being consistently doing those things to have the outcomes we wanted. With Napomo and Pioneer Valley, I think it's just missed opportunities. In both games, we either tied or, with Napomo, we get the opening kickoff, go down and force a fumble on the kickoff, and we start with the ball on the 18-yard line, and we can't finish. And we had multiple instances in the Napomo game like that. And then against Pioneer Valley, we're up 7-0, and the response on defense was we give a 55-yard touchdown up. But you go on film and you go 2 or 3 plays in a row, there was 1 or 2 guys, just either out of position or just didn't give the best effort. And then on play 4, you have some guys who self-correct on the field, which is what you want to see, and they overcorrected. And so, and it could have been, a -4 on that play, and it was a 55-yard touchdown. So you look at some of those things with a young team and you go, these are learning opportunities. We believe we should be a 2-2 football team at this point. We're not. And so it doesn't damper where our focus is. It doesn't damper our routine. It's fixing, young mistakes with the young football team. We're starting 90% are junior and sophomores with a handful of seniors. We've got a couple seniors in the backfield on offense at running back with J.J. Lembrun and Michael Guillory. We have no senior on the offensive line. We have 1 senior on the defense line and a foreign exchange student who's rotating in, who has limited experience but is doing a great job. Patrick Durham at the linebacking core, and then we have 1 senior in the secondary, and Michael Guillory, who's doing double duty offense, defense. So very, very young football team. So we're encouraged with the things that we've seen so far.
Well, you mentioned a little bit, Bishop Diego was a tough opponent for the season opener, a team that has since played Lompoc tough and even beat St. Bonaventure. So you played some quality teams here in the early going. Does that experience help you moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely. It when we've got like opponents going the rest of the way. Everybody, when we scheduled our off season, our non-league period 2 years ago, we wanted representations of what our league would be and what the new channel league was going to present. And, Rio Mesa had been historically playing schools like DP and San Marcos and Santa Barbara, and those Ventura schools, with adding Boyne into the mix, were kind of good representations of what we would see each year. When it came to Bishop Diego, and it was more of a thought process of what has Lompoc been? We've got to see that caliber of a team before we understand what it takes to play them. So with scheduling and where it's kind of worked out, I mean, you want to play some of these good teams to figure out where you are, but you also want to play some teams that are more like you so that you can see, all right, can we compete on a consistent basis? And we're seeing that with a young team, there's some inconsistencies at times. And if we can get consistent in our effort and our approach has been there. I haven't had any question about where kids are mentally and what they want to do. It's just getting comfortable doing things over and over and over again, even when you're tired and you think, oh, it doesn't matter. Those are the things that we're continuing to work on, and our non-league so far has presented all of the things we wanted it to present. What does really, really good football teams look like? What do teams look like when we are evenly matched? And can we capitalize on mistakes? And so far, no, we haven't. But I think everybody in the room, when it comes to coaches and players, firmly believe we're on the right track.
Okay. Well, the offense has not been all that productive so far. You're averaging about 6 points a game. Is there a key to getting more points on the board for you? What's the plan?
I think it's been identity crisis. Who are we and what are we? Bringing in Doug, he's still learning players, and we're still learning where pieces fit. But when you have 0 starters on the offense line, we've had a different offensive line group each week. And I think it's been a general theme for us the last few years is we have a lot of guys we think are returning, and then you got a couple newcomers that you end up relying on. And so right now, offensive line-wise, we'll probably go through our third center or second center within the last couple of weeks. And so continuity there has been interesting. But bright spots, Tony Bonnick, Hunter Barthel, and Cade McNamee have been catching the football extremely well. Zach Ramos, I think, went for 225 yards last week. Was 16, I think, of 35 throwing. So a few of those were drop balls. A few of those were maybe errant throws where maybe he could have run. But we're starting to see that maybe the ground game is not where we are. And so we're, kind of figuring out where we are, I think, is what's been going on for the last 4 weeks. But extremely encouraged. I mean, Cade McNamee is gone for close to 100 yards every game, pretty close to it, with very, very tough touchdown catches each week. He's had 4 in 4 straight games. We didn't have our starting quarterback against Napomo. Zach had a concussion, took a dirty hit, in my opinion, against Bishop, and suffered that that setback. But now that he's kind of back going again, you're starting to see our offense kind of gel. So we'll see how it plays out this week. We've had a nice plan of attack this week in practice, and just looking at what our kids do really well and saying, all right, these are the things we need to avoid that haven't worked, and these are the things that have worked, and continue to build on them.
Well, you've mentioned a few of them. Let's talk some about the players this year. Who are your key returners, and who are the young ones stepping up to fill the gaps?
Well, Patrick Durham, 3-year letterman, phenomenal. I think he's at 42 tackles, tied with Trey Robson. Both are returners. We've kind of reorganized what we look like on defense, and Patrick has been pretty much free to make plays, and last week was evident. He was at 18 tackles. He had a half a sack, a bunch of tackles for losses, and he was still rotating in on offense, playing some fullback. This week he might rotate in some at some offensive line. So Patrick is kind of our unquestioned leader on and off the field. Dylan Forbes initially hurt to start the year, going on now his 3rd game this week, and he is looking every bit as what we thought he would, a dominating force, big, strong. He's about 6'4", 245. I mean, so he's got some key pieces. He was also a sophomore that we called up late last year. So we're starting to see his leadership on the offense line. Cade McNamee has been phenomenal. Dropped some balls early in spring. We were, confidence wasn't there. And then his sister is in a relationship with Brett Gregory. So Brett Gregory, former quarterback for us, him and Cade were throwing balls and catching. And so he put in the work in the offseason, and it's translated. He's also helping us on the defensive side and grooming one of our younger sophomores in the same role as he's in now. Jameson Brodeur has stepped up as a leader on the D-line. Michael Guillory, J.J. Lambrana have been guys that we can count on over the last 2 years of filling in when needed, wherever. So we're seeing that. And then Trey, I'm excited about Trey just as a defensive presence because the next year he will be the guy that kind of takes over for Patrick at linebacker. Undersized guy, but plays every bit of any famous linebacker, any famous football player when it comes to hitting. He comes up and he'll offer, and you don't see him, you don't hear him, but you feel every bit of him. And he's not very big, so it's great. But and then Zach Ramos. Zach is he's a very talented young man. He's just starting to figure out his capabilities, but at quarterback, he's got that mentality where wherever that window is, he believes he's got the arm strength and the speed to get it there, and he'll try to thread that needle through there and get it in. So he's been really fun to watch, kind of emerge and really start to grow into the position. But he's only played 13 games, 13 games ever at quarterback. So he is still learning, but he's also learning really, really fast. And so we're really excited about the direction of our offense because of Zach.
Okay, well, this week you've got Buena down in Ventura, kind of your hometown area. Similar trip to the one you made a couple of weeks ago with Rio Mesa. The Bulldogs are 2-2 coming into the week. What else do we know about them?
Buena, my high school rival, really enjoyed playing them. Hometown game for me. It'll be nice to see my mom and some of the family friends and friends of mine there that'll be supporting. Buena, a pistol wing tee, a lot like Rigetti. Maybe not player-wise similar to Rigetti, but similar in what they're trying to do. Unique because you don't see a whole lot of teams running it. And so I think they started 0-2 and then have won their last 2 games. I think they're hitting their stride with what they're wanting to do on offense and defense. I don't think they've played the competition we've played. So, Rio Mesa and Bishop Diego, I don't think are anybody on their schedule right now. And Pioneer Valley and Napomo would be similar to maybe a few of their games. But I think they probably are where we thought we'd be at 2-2, kind of, starting to hit our stride going into league. But they'll be a talented group. They're scrappy. I know their head coach, Ryan, does a good job of just investing in the program and building those guys up. So it should be a fun game for everybody. I think it's their homecoming, so there's a little motivation there. And anybody's homecoming to kind of spoil the events and make it about our team. When it comes to the travel, we drove right past Buena High School, and I pointed out the school when we were headed down to Rio Mesa just so they had an awareness of where they were as they were getting off the bus or getting off the bus for that road trip. So we've already done the long road trip. We're on a road trip every week. We play 10 road games, in my opinion. We're always in a bus. We're always in the girls' locker room.
That's true.
So our guys are used to getting on a bus. I know a lot of schools, talk about, well, we don't have his home stadium this year or this and that. And our mindset has always been we'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime. So the boys are excited about the road trip. I think we're going to have a nice little treat for them after the game for some food for both JV and varsity. And so it should be a good week. Should be a fun week.
Sounds like fun. Well, let's wrap this thing up with the injury report. Anybody on the IR this week?
Jeffrey Turtelot's been down. He didn't play last week. Doesn't look like he'll play this week. But injury-wise, we've been relatively healthy for most of the year. Our off-season was pretty robust in terms of the things we tweaked and using Mike Tillery as our strength and conditioning coach, who's our athletic trainer. Our production in terms of injury reduction has been amazing. We lost one athlete a couple weeks back to a knee injury. He'll probably be done for the year. Jeffrey just banged up. I think he's just kind of still lingering effects of an injury a couple weeks back. But overall, we're pretty healthy. I think more now it's just making sure everybody stays free of any sickness or illness, because I think that's starting to go around the school. So other than that, we're okay.
All right, sounds good. Well, Coach, as always, thanks for your time and best of luck against the Bulldogs.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we're back live at Buena High School. I'm joined by my tag team partner, the Statmeister himself, Mike Loney. Mike, I know the Conks would really love to win here tonight. What do they need to do to make that happen?
Well, the two key indicators are they need to score more points and they need to get more rushing yardage. They got to do something offensively with the ball other than punt and turn it over.
Rushing has been kind of a struggle, a challenge for the Conquistadors so far this year.
20 yards a game isn't going to get it done.
What about the Bulldogs? What do they bring to the table tonight?
Well, they bring a kid named Talon Butterball, who's pretty good, but they have not been exactly extraordinary either. They've put together a couple good, tight, tough wins the last 2 weeks, including a 2-point win on a late field goal versus Dos Pueblos.
They elect to receive.
Cabrillo has won the opening toss and has elected to receive the ball to start things off tonight. We are here at Buena High School. A nice facility they have. This is our first visit here.
Yeah.
Artificial turf. Nice rubber track. It's really a very nice facility.
Yeah.
And we are pleased to be bringing you our first Cabrillo broadcast of this season.
Yeah. And they have a nice, although albeit somewhat small press box, which we are on top of.
Yes, we get the sky seats tonight.
So we also get the sky ambient noise, which is going to be quite significant
Yes,
tonight.
be prepared to get personally acquainted with the PA announcer this evening, as his voice is coming directly over our heads and straight into our microphones. So
Yeah. You will hear him. So on occasion, we will just shut up and let him do the work. And
yes,
I understand it will not affect our pay.
yes, because our pay equals, I think, the score of the game at the moment.
Yeah.
So, zeros across the top. All right, so Cabrillo will take the field to get ready to receive the opening kickoff.
They're in their road whites, black helmets, gold trim here and there.
Taylor Butterball on the field to kick. Back to receive for Cabrillo is Michael Gilbert.
Looking at some of the numbers here on the Bulldog roster, they've got some big boys on this team,
Yes, indeed, they do.
but the kicker is not one of them. Taylor Butterball is a junior. He's 5'2" and 125 pounds.
Yeah, and he hit that field goal last week, which caused a fair amount of rejoicing in this stadium. And that occurred.
And we are moments away from this game being underway on a beautiful night down here in Ventura.
Cabrillo's in their 5-3-3 kickoff return. Michael
And-
Guillory, the deep man, but he will not take it. It will come down to the right side.
Fielded at the 20 and brought out of bounds at about the 27-yard
Tony
line.
Bonnick to receive.
Tony Bunnick on the return. Brought it back about
Number
5
6,
yards or
Robert
so.
Buckley on the tackle.
And I think most of Bonnick got back up. But, he was hammered pretty good.
Put the ball on the Cabrillo 27. Give the Conquistadors a 1st and 10 from there. Just underway here from Buena High School.
1st and 10 on the 27.
Greg Ratcliffe here with you, along with Mike Loney and Judy Baker back at the studio.
Hi, Judy. And we should mention that we do have a really good view of the scoreboard from here.
Yeah, we can see pretty much everything from here, matter of fact. Almost see to the ocean.
Ooh, high snap.
High snap. Fielded him, and a throw incomplete. Almost picked off, actually.
Yep.
Incomplete pass.
Jackson Geyer back there on defense for the Bulldogs. Got a hand
Intended
on that one.
to J.J. Lambrana.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Conquistadors.
And that was a high snap and a low throw. And fortunately, it was low. Otherwise, as Greg mentioned, it probably would have been picked.
So in the absence of a significant running game, as coach, you might have heard Coach talk in the pregame interview that they've gone quite a bit more to the pass than they thought. Another high snap. To the run game they go.
Pickup of
Inches
inches.
to J.J. Lambrana.
Lombrana on the carry.
Number 26, Damon Rochelle.
Got back to the
on
line of
tackle.
scrimmage, but no more. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
I'm not even sure that if we use the Tom Garrett micrometer, we would find much movement in the sticks there.
Yeah. No one doesn't even qualify as a skosh. 3rd and 10. 2 receivers to either side for the Conquistadors, operating from the shotgun. Back to pass. Now tucks it away. The ball comes loose. And there's a scramble for it at the 25.
And
Let's
they're
see
going to
who's got
say
it.
incomplete
Fumble on the
ball.
play. Oh, incomplete pass.
Ooh. I think
I think the referee took one look at that and said, I ain't dealing with this mess. And
Ruled an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down.
let's punt and get
I think that's fortunate for the Conquistadors, actually, because if they had managed to get back recovery, they would have lost a couple of yards.
Back to receive is
So
number
it'll be
22,
4th
Tyler Tonali.
and 10, and a 3-and-out for the Conks, and they'll have to punt. One man back deep for the Bulldogs at about the 43. Decent kick, angled in the middle of the field, fielded at the 40. Trying to get to the outside. A flag comes down as we get some room on the far side of the field and run out at about the 26-yard line.
And the flag's going to wipe out a really nice return.
Flag on the play.
It's going to be a hold or an illegal block or something along that nature on the return team, I'm certain. The play goes all the way down to the Cabrillo 26.
Holding Bueno.
Preliminary call is a hold against the Bulldogs. Flag all the way back on the Buena 45. So as Mike said, that's going to negate a real nice return and cost them some in the other direction as well. 10:53 here on the first quarter clock. No score. Cabrillo's had the ball once and punted it off. The Bulldogs about to get their first chance of the night as soon as they decide where they're going to spot this thing.
It looks like they're going to march it off from about the 42 or 41. They're going to take it clear back to the 31.
After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 on the 31.
Indeed, from the 31, that's where the Bulldogs will take over on their first possession of the evening.
Cabrillo ran 4 plays and was unable to get a minute off the clock. Well,
or a yard on the
board, yeah.
Back to pass on first down, going deep down the middle.
Oh,
Got a man behind the defense and just overthrew him by about a yard.
yeah.
Chavaria's pass is incomplete to number 13.
Andrew Stewart, the intended
Andrew Stewart.
receiver, had a step on the defense, but the ball was just overthrown by about one more step. It'll be 2nd and 10 as the Bulldogs go for the big play on their first snap of the night.
And it was there. Just couldn't click back. Cabrillo has been liable to the big plays this year.
From the shotgun, little pitch off to the right. And Cabrillo defense all over that one.
Decent run defense.
Carried by Bruce Powell-Mathis.
Stop for a 2-yard loss back to the 29.
Patrick Durham, number 54 for Cabrillo.
And you'll be shocked, Craig, to learn that the tackler was Patrick Durham.
Get used to hearing that name.
So he's working on another couple dozen.
3rd down and 12 now for Buena from their own 29-yard line. So far, not exactly an offensive explosion.
Nope. Although Cabrillo has tended to fracture on occasion.
The ball is loose in the backfield after a wild snap, covered up, however, by the Bulldogs. So they will maintain possession, but it'll be all the way back to the 20.
Jack Chavaria recovered.
Chavaria, the quarterback, recovered that errant snap, but it'll be 4th down and a whole bunch for the Bulldogs, and they'll have to kick from their 20. Hunter back standing on his 5, one man deep for Cabrillo at their own 40.
Back to receive is Tony Bonek.
Tony Bonek back to receive for the Conquistadors.
Back at his own 38.
Clock running, 9:20 left here in the first. And they'll angle this punt to the far sideline and watch it go, maybe. Nope, stays inbounds at about the 43 where it will be down.
Low kick, picked up about
Ball
7 yards on the bounce.
So on their first possessions, the teams trade 3-and-outs and punts. Cabrillo got the better at field position-wise this time. Starting at their own 43.
With 9:08.
First and 10 Conquistadors. They will send 2 receivers to either side. 2 wides, 2 slots. And a quick pitch on a man in motion.
Cuts it back up inside and picked up a yard.
Maybe.
Shovel pass to Michael Gilroy, number 4. Tackled by number 26, Damon Rochelle.
They're going to put it at the 43 for no gain, Mike.
Yeah.
2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
We have yet to see any positive yardage.
Another high snap.
Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, trying to get to the outside. Ball comes loose again. This one's still live. They haven't called it dead. Picked up by the Bulldogs on the fly, sprinting down the far sideline, and knocked out of bounds inside the 5. And that was a live ball. I was wondering if they were going to call it. His forward progress had been stopped, but the ball came loose while he was still moving, and it is Bulldog ball. 1st and goal at the Cabrillo 3. Zach Ramos trying to get around the far edge.
Buena.
2 Buena jerseys on him, and the ball came loose. And it's 1st and goal, Buena at the Cabrillo 3. Handoff up the middle, breaks a tackle in the end zone. Touchdown,
Bulldogs. Number 2, Bruce Paul Mathis on the carry.
Bruce Mathis, number 2, takes it in from 3 yards out. And Buena's on the board. It's 6-0 Bulldogs with 8:11 left here
On
in
for
the
the extra
first.
point is number 9, Taylon Butterbaugh.
So you're saying 2 went 3 for 6.
Yeah. Point after is up. And
Kick
good.
is good. Buena leads Cabrillo 7-0.
So with 8:11 left here in the first corner, it's the hometown Buena Bulldogs 7, the Cabrillo Conquistadors nothing.
And we should mention that it is the Bulldogs' homecoming tonight.
It is.
Seems kind of odd for it to be this early in the year, but it is what it is.
You are listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
100.9.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio. We are live here from Buena High School and so happy to be with you. I want to thank our sponsors tonight. First of which this evening is Tom's Burgers.
9,
Thanks,
Taylor
Kim.
Butterbaugh.
Appreciate you stepping on board with us tonight and all
Back to
season
receive
long.
for Cabrillo
Tom's
is number
Burgers,
4,
ladies and gentlemen.
Michael Guillory.
So the Bulldogs quickly capitalize on the first turnover of the night and put 7 points up on the board. So Cabrillo in their first 2 possessions, a punt and a turnover. This kickoff is a short one fielded at the 34 on the far sideline, returned about 6 yards.
One of the up men over on the side, far side.
Right there in front of the Cabrillo bench. Looks like they'll
Number
spot it at
13,
the
Andrew Stewart on
41.
the tackle for Buena. Number 84, James.
Right in the
Mansfield for
neighborhood where the
Cabrillo.
Conquistadors took possession last time. 1st and 10, Cabrillo from there. Their third possession of the night, Cabrillo has yet to get any positive yardage. See if we can fix that. 4 receiver set. Back to pass. Tucks it away. Now runs forward. Slides.
And there we
Safe at
go.
first.
Pickup of about 5, maybe 4.
Zach Ramos Patello on the keeper.
They'll put it out to the 46-yard line. You're right, Mike, and a gain of 5. For Zach and the Conquistadors, it'll be second
Gain of
down
5
and
on the play.
5.
It'll be second down.
A very nice crowd here on the home side for homecoming here at Buena. A few people scattered across the way that made the trip down from the Mesa. Zach rolling right, throws on the run, tries to punch it in between double coverage and falls incomplete.
Intended for number 8.
Pass was intended to number 8,
Kate
Kate
McNamee
McNamee.
was the intended
Complete
receiver,
pass.
and he did have 2 defenders all around him. McNamee is a big target, 6'5", 205. Ramos couldn't find him that time, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 from the Cabrillo 46. 7:24 left here in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Bulldogs. Ramos from the shotgun, looking to pass all the way.
Immediate pressure.
And he's going to get wrapped up and tackled back at the 40-yard line.
That's a sack by number 11, Khalil Alaboud. It'll be 4th down and 11.
So they'll give back the 5 yards they made on first down plus 1. It'll be 4th and 11. And another punting situation for the Conks.
Conquisted, and Ramos was looking at immediate pressure. He took a 3-step drop, and by the time his back foot hit the ground, he had 2 guys grabbing onto jersey.
And one more coming. Good snap, no pressure. Kick is away. And fairly nice kick. Fielded on the run at the 28. Got a big lane here on the near side. Gets out to midfield, makes a cut, and then gets knocked out of bounds at about the 40
on the punt return.
Tyler Tonoli on the return. Brought that back, about 40,
10, Buena
40
on the
yards or so.
41-yard line.
10, 20, 25, 30.
From the 28 of Buena to the 41 of Cabrillo. Which, by the way, was where Cabrillo began their last possession. So I guess turnabout's fair play.
Now we're going in the other direction. 1st and 10 Buena. To the ground game they go, right up the middle.
Number 2, Paul Mathis on the carry.
Gain of about 1.
Tackle made by number 31.
Number 2,
Tom
Mathis gets a
Gonzalez.
yard.
2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9 from there. Approaching the halfway mark here in the first quarter. A 7-0 ball game. Buena Bulldogs leading the Cabrillo Conquistadors.
Basically, I had one offensive play in the first quarter so far that gained any yardage for each team.
Lined up in the pistol wing tee, something we saw from Rigetti earlier.
Interior handoff.
Fights his way down to about the 36-yard line before he's swarm tackled by the Conquistadors.
Number 33, Jonathan Barton on the carry.
Jonathan Barton on the carry.
3rd down and 6.
Ball at the 36. They need to get down to the 31. So call it 3rd and 5 for Buena.
Fair number of substitutions come in. We're going to have 2 guys over to the wide side of the field on the right side.
You don't really see that pistol wing tee very often. We've seen it twice already this season. Back to pass. Got a man in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Number 13,
Andrew Stewart got behind the defense. And the quarterback just laid that one right in. Chavarria with a nice throw. Caught him in stride.
By Taylor Butterball, number 9.
And it's 13-0 with the point after coming up. Butterball to kick. And another one straight through the middle.
Is good.
So with 4:53 left here in the first quarter, Buena has extended the lead. It's now Bulldogs 14, Conquistadors nothing. You are listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports 100.9 KPEG.
On the Cabrillo Radio Network.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We're also streaming live around the world at kpegradio.com. As we understand it, we have some of Cabrillo coaches' family listening in on our website tonight. So I want to welcome them in for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for joining us. I also want to thank the Box Shop, another one of our sponsors this year. Thank you so much to Box Shop Bob for signing up to help make these broadcasts a reality. The Box Shop.
Michael Guillory back to receive for Cabrillo, number 4.
So Guillory deep back at the 20. Butterbaugh set to kick off again.
I think you've already said that enough tonight, right?
Yeah, agreed. Having a little trouble getting the ball to stay on the tee there.
Yeah.
There we go.
It is a bit breezy here tonight.
A little bit of a breeze, not bad. But very clear. Kick is away, very short once again. Fair catch called for and made at the 32 by one of the upmen.
Number 23 by J.J. Lebrona.
Lebrona makes the catch. And the officials will spot it at the 34-yard line. That's where Cabrillo will take over. First and 10 with 4 minutes. 53 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Conquistadors find themselves down 14-zip here early.
Fourth possession, and they have been unable to do really anything.
Well, they have, I believe their offense is net minus 1 yard to this point.
Depending on where you count where that fumble occurred.
Oh, yeah. Two wide receivers from the shotgun. Ramos, hands off.
Pickup of about 4.
Number 23, J.J. Lebrona on the carry for Cabrillo.
Lebrona gets out to about the 38.
Tackled by number 50, 55.
So give him 4. There's some positive yardage. It'll be 2nd and 6. Two wides, one to either side. Ramos again in the shotgun. Lebrona gets the carry, finds the edge, gets some room on the far side, breaks a tackle, picks up a block, and gets all the way into Buena territory.
Carried by number 23,
down to about the 40-yard line.
For Cabrillo.
So a good positive play on offense by Cabrillo.
Two things that had happened yet, and that was a first down. And
Check that, number 5, Jackson Geyer.
movement into Bulldog territory.
Looks like he went out of bounds at the 42. First down, Cabrillo from there. Let's do that a few more times. Lebrona again, this time gets racked up at the line of scrimmage.
Carried by J.J. Lebrona, number 23 for Cabrillo.
Then we give him a half a scoosh.
Number 8, David Duncan on the tackle.
JJ
Second down and
coming
10
into tonight,
from the 42.
43 yards on 16 carries. No gain on that one. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Conquistadors. Ramos hands off to JJ again. This time,
Number 23, J.J. Lebrona.
get to the outside on the far side, down to about the 37.
Number 22, Tyler Tonali for the tackle for Buena.
Pickup of close to 5.
We'll call it 3rd and 5 from there. Clock ticking down to the 3-minute mark here in the first
3rd and
quarter.
5 on the
It's
37-yard line.
14-0. Buena leads. Cabrillo finally getting a little offense going here for the first time this evening. Good to see.
If nothing else, the Conquistadors have managed to burn up a little clock. Basically, same play, other side.
Tries the right
Number
side of the
23,
line.
J.J. Lebrona on the carry.
Lebrona again gets about a yard, maybe.
Number 59, Jeff Price on the tackle for Buena.
No, they'll put it right back at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th and 5, and an interesting decision for the Conquistadors here.
They're kind of in no man's land. I can't imagine.
4th down and 5 on the 37-yard line.
But punt doesn't give them a whole lot, so
Looks like the offense will stay on the field, and the Conks will go for it on 4th and 5. Two receivers to either side. Ramos from the shotgun, looking to pass. Good protection. Now has to scramble out of the way. Tucks it in, cuts it in the middle, and slides towards the first down.
Be just
but
short.
I think he's going to. I think you're right, Mike. I think he slid about a yard too soon. They'll spot it at the 33. Needed to get to the 32. And officials taking a close look at it. No signal yet. First down, Bulldogs. Turnover on downs.
Ball's marked on the 33-yard line. That's a turnover into downs.
Came up a yard shy. And after getting some positive yardage, the Conquistadors will
33
turn it over on downs to the Bulldogs with 1:47 left here in the first. Buena will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33. Back to the ground game they go. Straight up the middle for
number 2, Kyle Mathis on the carry for the Bulldogs.
Mathis on the carry.
Tackled by number 54, Patrick Durham. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
And surprise, surprise, surprise. Patrick Durham shows up again.
$14-0 is our score. The Bulldogs lead, and they've got the ball.
Durham isn't real big, but he, I think if AJ Pateras could clone any player he's got, that would probably be the one.
4 receivers for the Bulldogs. Pressure in the backfield. And there's the sack.
Nice blitz that time.
Chavarria goes down at the 25-yard line.
Number 54 for Cabrillo, Patrick Durham on the tackle.
And as you probably heard, Durham on the sack. Loss all the way back to the 20.
It'll be 3rd down and 18 for the Bulldogs.
A loss of 8 on the sack. 3rd and 18 from the 20-yard line now as we approach 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the lineup in the wing tee. Looking to pass. Across the middle and incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
That was Owen Medina.
Number 24, Jake
throwing
Murphy.
that ball across the middle.
It'll be
Incomplete.
4th down and 18.
20 seconds left in the quarter. It'll be 4th down and 18 and a punting situation for Buena.
Nice stop on 3rd down by the Conquistadors.
You'll see Buena rotating quarterbacks out in situational football to some degree. 1 man deep for the Conks. Kick is away, angled over to the far side. Fair catch made at the 38.
Fair catch made by number 11, Tony Bonak. It'll be 1st and 10 for Cabrillo.
With the fair catch, no return.
And Cabrillo starting just in the same neighborhood as they've been just about all night in their starting field position at their 38.
They do seem to like that neighborhood. 14.4 seconds in the first quarter.
14-0 is the score. Bulldogs lead. Cabrillo gets the ball back. 1st and 10 at their own 38. They put together a little bit of offense this last possession. See if we can do that again.
Taking a long time over on the sideline.
Huddled up over there on the sideline. Now they'll come out onto the field and line up. One receiver wide to either side. Ramos in the shotgun.
Number 23 on the carry, Jake Lambrano.
Lambrana, the workhorse of the evening so far.
Lambrano.
Gets about 3.
Yep, right up the middle.
That's the end of the first quarter with your Buena Bulldogs 14.
And the first quarter has come to an end.
0.
12 minutes in the books here at Buena High School. And it is the Buena Bulldogs 14. The Cabrillo Conquistadors, nothing. You were listening to the game of the week on your home for local sports 100.9.
Just a reminder that tonight is
KPEG.
homecoming, so please join us for the festivities during halftime. Additionally, Bulldog football would like to thank the following sponsors.
Streaming live, of course, at KPEGradio.com.
Sponsorship of our Buena football
For those of you
program.
out of earshot in
Stop
Lompoc
by after
Valley.
the game for some great food. Cronies is located on Johnson Drive here in Ventura. We'd also like to thank The Wharf in Ventura. Check out their fully stocked store.
Next week, we will be back on the air. Hoping you can hear me over the PA
pet
announcement.
supplies, gift and garden shop.
We'll be back on the road again
Defense
next
Factory
Friday.
Rentals. Your first
Back with the
choice in
Lompoc
providing
Braves as they
temporary
travel
fencing
over to
and portable
Phuket
toilet solutions
to take
for
on the
construction
St.
sites
Joseph
and special
Knights,
events
what
in
should be
Ventura
a
County.
really interesting
Pacific Oral
matchup.
Surgery specializes in oral
St.
and
Joseph pretty highly ranked
surgery.
this season.
Their highest priority is their patients and their
Central
safety.
section
More
squad.
information about our sponsors can be found in the media guide. On sale now at the fan wear table for only $10.
So back to football here. Cabrillo will take over as they turn around and head the other direction. Lombrano cuts it to the outside.
Number 23,
Stumbles his way forward down to about the 45-yard
JJ
line.
Lombrano on the
For a
carry
pickup of
for
about
Cabrillo.
3, maybe 4.
Tackle made by number 14, Armando Rios.
The ball at the 45. They need to get to the 48. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Conquistadors.
Lombrano had
It'll be
been able
third down
to
and
keep
3.
upright one more step. He would have been able to really turn the corner and pick up some chunks of yards. But
Conquistadors relying heavily on number 23 so far this evening. And they'll give it to him again. This time he'll go left. Gets
nice
to the
block on
corner.
the outside.
And here comes the flag as he picks up
Carried
another
by
block
number
at
23,
midfield.
JJ Lombrano.
Lombrano gets
The
down to
penalty
the
on the play.
43, but this was going to come back.
And the first block on the outside was nice. The second one was not.
Lombrano cut it inside the block, and this is going to negate a nice run. Let's see if it's a hold or an illegal block.
Holding Cabrillo.
Actually, illegal block.
He got down to the 42 or thereabouts. And the block was back at around the 47.
10 yards from the 47. March at the other direction. Back into Cabrillo territory. Should be around the 43. Put it at the
Penalty is actually for a
42.
block in the back. Ball spotted on the 42-yard line.
PA announcer agrees with me now. Still third
Third
down.
down and 6.
Third down and about 1, 2, 3, 6. Break out the abacus for that one.
11 minutes and counting.
1 minute here into the second quarter. 14-0 is our score. The home team Bulldogs lead. Mix up in the backfield, I think. Ramos dumps it off. Complete and tackled by about
21,
6
Trey
yards
Robinson
at
on the
45.
reception. Tackle by number 25, Joaquin Star Garcia.
Robinson on the catch.
Well, that was a play I haven't seen.
Timeout,
They faked the ball to Robinson, but they faked it to him on the side opposite of where he was, and then threw it over the top of the lineman to him. But by that time, there was a
Little bit of a razzle-dazzle. Got about 5. It's 4th down and 3 and a timeout for the Conquistadors. Stops the clock with 10:35 left here in the second quarter. 14-0 is our score. The Bulldogs on top. Cabrillo trying to decide what to do here on 4th and short.
kind of razzle drizzle.
Razzle drizzle.
Razzle drizzle. I don't think that progressed quite the way they drew it up.
Well, it looks nice. To a tackle.
Yeah.
Met up with Coach Pateras and some of the other coaches just before game time. They were talking about the traffic on the way down, and
They were not happy.
they were
back to receive the
Saw an
punt,
old
number
friend, though,
22,
before game time.
Tyler Tonelli.
might remember a guy named by the name of Roger Pacheco.
Oh,
Roger's in house tonight. Here we go, and the Conquistadors have decided to fake punt, taken by the up man. That's Lombrana. He'll get across midfield into Bulldog territory, and a first
Carried
down
by
for the
number
Conks.
23, JJ Lombrana. Be first down.
Lined up to punt, direct snap to the up man, which was JJ, and he takes it for a nice gain to the Bulldog 45 and a Cabrillo first down.
nice call and nicely executed.
Yep, well done, Conquistadors. And the first down in Bulldog territory.
This is a huge possession for Cabrillo. If they can punch this one in,
He'll be right back in this thing.
Ball at the 45.
Clock running. We've reached the 10-minute mark here of the second quarter. Cabrillo will line up with one wide receiver to either side. From the pistol is Ramos. The give is to 21.
He got there the outside.
Picks up a
Number
little bit of room on the far
Trey
side.
Robinson on the carry.
Briefly.
Looks like he got down to the 41 or so. Pickup of about 4 for Trey.
He's stopped by number 5, Jackson Dyer.
Call it second and 6 for the Conquistadors. Once again, 2 wides, same formation. One split back.
Ooh.
This time, Robinson's going to get tracked down
Trey
in the
Robinson.
backfield for a loss.
Stopped by number 8, David Duncan.
David Duncan into the backfield quickly for the Bulldogs to make that stop. Back at
Third
the
down and
43. Loss of a couple, 3rd and 8. Need to get down to the 35.
Well, I don't know that we're not in 2 play territory, Greg.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of in that no man's land area again.
Mm-hmm.
2 receivers to either side this time for the Conks. Ramos throws across the middle, incomplete. Stops the clock with 8:26 left here in the second quarter and brings up a 4th and 8. And let's see if you were right in that conjecture.
It'll be 4th down and 8.
Ooh.
Don't see the punt unit coming on.
Yeah. Back to me is in there at 1 wide out spot.
And the offense will stay on the field. 4 receiver set for the Conquistadors. From the pistol once again. Ramos looking to pass deep down the far sideline. Got a man open. Complete. And out of bounds at the 5. Nicely thrown ball.
Mm-hmm.
Pass is complete to number 7, Hunter Barthel.
Hunter Barthel on the catch.
First down, Cabrillo.
6'1", 155-pound Hunter Barthel brought that one in. And it's 1st and goal, Conquistadors from the Bulldogs' 6-yard line. Nice pass by Zach Ramos.
Yeah, that was dropped in there beautifully.
Back to the ground game we go. Powering down to the 1.
Carried by number 21, Trey Robinson.
That was Robinson on the carry. We'll give him progress to the 2, it looks like. 2nd and goal from there.
2nd and 2.
Ramos under center this time. 2 backs behind him. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right on a keeper, and he's in.
Touchdown, Cabrillo.
Touchdown, Conquistador.
Number 1, Zach Ramos Cotello on the carry.
There you go. .746 left here in the second, and Cabrillo finds themselves on the scoreboard. It's 14-6 with the point after coming up. And Cabrillo lining up in the swinging gate.
Mm-hmm. And if they can punch this one through the uprights, they will have exceeded their average point production so far this year.
Now they will shift over to the traditional PAT. Swinging gate, by the way, for those of you not familiar with it. Everybody lines up to the far right of the center. See how the defense reacts.
Extra point.
PAT is up and good.
Score now is 14-7.
7:46 left here on the second quarter clock. It's now Buena 14, Cabrillo 7. That's more like it. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. The Cabrillo Radio Network.
And that changes the score to 14-7, which Cabrillo
equals Cabrillo's largest point output of the season so far.
And
back to receive for Buenas, number 2, Paul Mathis.
They can hold on for a while. The closest point margin at halftime.
Number 22, Tyler Tonelli.
Make no mistake, Cabrillo has got a solid chance to pull this one out tonight if they play well.
Mm-hmm.
Back to kick for the Conquistadors, number 3, Wesley Young. And they're going to squib this one out of bounds here on the near side.
Kick out of bounds, directly on the play.
Directly out of bounds.
That will draw a flag every time.
Ball will be spotted on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Buena.
So with the penalty, the Bulldogs will take over at their own 35, 1st and 10 from there. No, well, they're going to make him re-kick. Never mind. Interesting.
Well, they do have several options in it. Particularly, they can have them re-kick. They can take the ball 25 yards from the point it was kicked, or they can take it where it went out of bounds.
In this case, they will back Cabrillo up to the 35, 5 yards, and make them re-kick. Much better kick this time. Fielded at the 18-yard line. Trying to get a seam up the middle, and does.
Yep.
And guess what? He's gone. He's 10 yards out in front of everybody. And we've got an 82
Bulldogs! Number 22,
yard touchdown. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
7:35 in the half.
So in retrospect, maybe making Cabrillo re-kick was a pretty good idea for the Bulldogs.
Well, you do have the coverage team a little bit tired.
That one returned all the way to the house for 6 points, and it's 20-7 with the PAT coming.
Taylor Butterball on to kick the extra point.
Butterball to attempt the 3rd PAT of the night. And just like the first two, this one is perfect.
Buena now leads 21-7.
So with 7:35 remaining until halftime, it's now the Buena Bulldogs 21, the Cabrillo Conquistadors 7. You are listening to the game of the week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
See you in Nueve.
Love the way he says that. That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate you being on board, whether you're listening at 100.9 FM or at kpegradio.com, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Say hi to Mary back home. I believe we may have some special friends in New Mexico listening tonight, Mike, at kpegradio.com. Eric and Debbie, hi guys.
Always glad to have international listening.
Number 9, Taylor Butterball for the kickoff.
And the Bulldogs are kicking away once again. High, short kick, fair catch made at the 33.
Fair catch made by number 23, JJ Lombrana.
Lombrana again on the catch. He's doing everything tonight. And Cabrillo will take over, 1st and 10. Where are they going to put it? Yeah, we're still waiting to find out where they're going to put it. 34. There we go. 1st and 10 Cabrillo from their own
34-yard line for Cabrillo.
Cabrillo had cut the lead to 7. Now it's back up to 14. 21-7 Bulldogs. Cabrillo back on offense. Ramos gives to Lombrana. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield for a
Carry
loss
made
of
by
one.
number 23, J.J. Lebrona.
Yeah, looks like
Tackle made by number 89, Joshua Jones.
back to the 33, second and 11 for the Conquistadors. You mentioned it's homecoming here tonight. We see some cars lined up along the track on the far side. Should be a lot of festivities going on this evening. Ramos from under center, the pitch to Lombrana. Follows his blockers. Gets some nice positive yardage out to about the 38.
Lebrona on the carry.
Pickup of about 5.
To bring up third down. And about
Number 26,
6.
Damon Rochelle on the tackle.
Yeah, make it 5. Third and 5 from the 39.
We should have stopped by and grabbed the tall ball so he could do the gown descriptions.
That's right.
At halftime.
Our good old buddy, John McReynolds. Cabrillo throwing deep on third down. And a beautiful catch made on the far side at the 32-yard line. That was Cade McNamee going up to catch that one.
McNamee. First down and 10 from the 32-yard
Another
line.
well-thrown ball and a good catch by McNamee gives the Cabrillo Conquistadors a first down at the Bulldog 32.
Just a bit over 6 minutes.
Just about halfway through the second quarter. Ramos back to pass again, looking deep,
Good
throws
protection.
into the end zone. This one's going to be incomplete, overthrown.
Pass is incomplete. The second down and 10.
Tony Bonek was the
32-yard line.
guy closest to it.
Yeah, and he was behind the defense. Like a linebacker trying to cover him, but he was about midway between the ball and the linebacker.
Incomplete pass brings up second and 10 for the Conquistadors. Stops the clock with 5:51 left here in the second quarter. Bulldogs leading 21-7. And Cabrillo would love to get that kickoff return for a touchdown back right about now.
Mm-hmm. Even more, they would love to get this ball in the end zone.
Ramos, who throws incomplete. I think there was a little mix-up on that one.
The pass is incomplete.
Lambrana turned right. The ball went left. And
It'll be third down and 10.
Cabrillo actually
32-yard
fortunate
line.
that there weren't any defenders in the area either.
Mm-hmm.
Or else that one would have been all the way back the other direction.
Yeah. He pump faked to where he eventually threw
Timeout,
it.
Cabrillo.
Pump faked. Lombrano cut it inside and right, and then he threw the ball right where he had pump faked, and that's not a good procedure for good results.
Didn't work out too well. Cabrillo takes their second time out of the half. With 5:47 left here until the halftime celebration begins. 21-7 is our score. The Warner Bulldogs lead the Cabrillo Conquistadors on what is a beautiful night down here in Ventura County. Looking at the flag over there on the far end of the field, is just dangling motionless on the flagpole.
Second time out for Peru. 5:47.
And it looks like they decided what they're going to try here. They got the 4-receiver set near the Conks.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cade McNamee on the
Ramos rolls on the run, throws complete.
beautiful.
Nice move at the 20, cuts it back to the outside, escapes and down to the 5, and the
Pass
flag
completed
comes
to
in at
number
the end
11,
of the
Tony
play.
Bonek. Penalty flag on the play.
Bonek on the catch and run made a couple of nifty moves in the middle of the field.
Nice roll out by Ramos to the right side. Bonek picked up about 15.
About 15 yards after the catch. But there's a penalty flag at the 5. Let's see what happens with this one. Lock in the back. against the Conquistadors.
Penalty by Cabrillo, blocking the back.
Spot foul, however, and the foul took place right there at the 5. So 10 yards from there, we'll put it at the 15, which will still give Cabrillo a first down from there. So good news, bad news for the Conks. Cost them 10 yards, but they still got the first
Ball
down.
was spotted on the 15-yard line.
And a nice game.
10. Check that, first down and 10.
First down from the 15. Cabrillo putting together some first downs here and trying to punch one in before halftime. 5:30 remaining and the clock running.
One of their biggest problems this year has been consistency. So if they are able to develop,
quick screen pass out to the near side.
Barthel on the catch.
Barthel makes the catch, but is tackled immediately for a loss back to the 19-yard line. So a completed pass for a loss of 4. And it'll be second down and 14 for the Conks.
It's tough to make a screen pass work if nobody blocks on the outside.
Second and 14 on the 19-yard line.
2 receivers to either side for the Conquistadors. Ramos looking to pass immediately, throwing to the far side of the end zone. Jump ball, incomplete, and a flag comes down. This is going to be defensive pass interference.
I think it was probably
ruled
face guarding
on the play.
Because
I think that was McNamee, the intended receiver.
The defender made no attempt to make a play on the ball. He just stuck his hand up in front of McNamee's face.
Still waiting for the official call, but I would tend to agree with you from what I saw. There we go. Pass interference. Defense. As we suspected.
Pass interference by Buena.
That'll move the ball inside the 10 to just outside the 9. And it'll be second down.
Ball spotted on the 9-yard line.
And about 3 for the Conquistadors. Coach Pateras has come out to check on the spot, I think. And
well,
further down.
After you said that, they stretched the chains out a bit more, and that's 4th and 5.
Okay, now we're ready to go. Lombrana, sweeping left, cuts inside to the tackle. Gets down to about the 5-yard line, just inside the 5.
Very close to a first down.
Number 8, David Duncan on the tackle.
It was second and about 4. And they're going to give it to him. First down and goal.
Big first and goal for Cabrillo.
From about the 4-yard line. Clock now running, 4:20 remaining here in the half. 21-7 is our score. Buena leads. Cabrillo trying to put some on the board here. Lombrana again. Breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage and powers his way into the end zone. Nice running by J.J. Lombrana. Touchdown, Conquistadors.
Broke 2 or 3 tackles there.
Very nice run by J.J. to punch that one in from 4 yards out. And that was all extra effort by Lombrana that did that. Not a big kid, 5'11", 180, who runs tough. And it's 21-13. The PAT coming up. Good snap. Kick is away. Kick is good.
Extra point is good.
So with 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining till half, the score is the Buena Bulldogs 21, the Cabrillo Conquistadors 14. And with that, the Conks have doubled their highest point output of the season so far. Good job, guys. 21-14. You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. I want to thank one of our other sponsors this evening. Thanks so much to Branson's Embroidery and Gifts. Mark and Beth Brenson, kind enough to sign up with us this season. Appreciate them coming on board to help make these KPEG broadcasts a reality. Brenson's Embroidery and Gifts.
Number 3, Wesley Young for the kickoff.
If you don't know Mark and Beth, you haven't been hanging around Lompoc Sports very much.
Indeed. Little squib kick kicked up and returned out to around the 30-yard line.
Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling they may have discussed covering
Received by
kicks
number
a little bit
22,
in the
Tyler
last
Canale.
couple
Yep.
of rounds.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps. Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. 4:04 left in the half. Two receivers here to the near side for the Bulldogs, one in the slot. Kind of a modified wing tee. To the ground game they go. Nice move.
cut.
Breaks into the secondary and all the way down to
Number
the
2,
50-yard line. Goes Bruce
Mathis on the
Mathis.
carry. Tackle by Bay.
Nice
number
run by
11, Tony
Mathis.
Bonet.
Picks up 20.
1st and 10 Bulldogs.
And the ball right at midfield. 1st and 10. Boyna from the 50.
Bonek did get him by an ankle, otherwise he was gone.
And timeout called by the Conquistadors.
3:53 remaining in the half.
Believe that's their last one.
Yes.
Scoreboard would say otherwise. Or does it say it all? Maybe it doesn't.
It doesn't.
That's okay. That's fine. The ball, we're going to have to call out the Buena 50, I think.
By about, an inch and a half, maybe.
There's your scotch.
Yeah. That might be a bit big for a Scotia.
Buena leads 21-14. They got the ball at midfield, 1st and 10. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, if I recall correctly. If they were to so choose. Plenty of time left here on the clock, 3:53. See what the Bulldogs can do about it. Cabrillo showing they can answer.
Bulldogs with half a field to go.
A little discussion about players on the sideline here. Now we're ready to play some ball. One man in motion. Give up the middle. There he goes again. Number 2 breaks a tackle on his way to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown.
Bulldogs.
Mathis again.
Number 2, Bruce Mathis on the carry.
Same guy that just broke it from 20 the play before.
Yeah.
Just broke up the middle for 50 yards and a score.
And he made a real shifty move at about the 38. And left a couple of Cabrillo players wondering which invisible elevator he vanished into.
Yes. 27-14, PAT pending. Kick is away. Looks good to me.
Extra point is good by number
Officials
9.
like it as
Taylor
well.
Butterbaugh.
So with 3
Now leads
minutes, 44
28-14.
seconds left here in the second quarter. Score is now the Bulldogs 28, the Conquistadors 14. So just like that.
And Cabrillo has been able to put a few points on the board today, but they,
as you mentioned,
they've
Mike, they've
given
been
up the big
susceptible
plays.
to the big play all season, and we're seeing it again tonight.
yeah.
2 consecutive runs by Mathis for a total of 70 yards.
Shades of Adrian Scirocco,
Yep.
Bishop Diego.
So the Bulldogs have doubled them up here. It's 28-14 with 3:44 left to go till halftime. Remember, Cabrillo took a timeout right before that last snap. Apparently, it didn't go as planned.
No, and that was their last time out. And I
Number
believe
4, Michael Guillory back to receive for Cabrillo.
It is correct. So when they
Pick
get
up by
back
number
here on
9,
offense, they
Taylor
will
Butterbaugh.
not be able to stop the ball. Stop the clock. I mean,
Butterball's a kick, and Gilroy is back deep, but Butterball hasn't been kicking deep.
kicks the ball in the 20 or 30-yard variety. This one will go pretty deep.
Over on the
Backpedaling,
side,
picked up at the 15-yard line.
Ooh.
And gang tackled at about the 22.
Yeah. Anytime the
Number 84, James Mayfield.
guy catches
On the
the ball
return.
running away from
Tackled by
the
number 85, Jacob
Running
Perry.
away from
direction
the
he
kick.
wants to go.
That was James Mayfield on the catch and return. And Cabrillo will be starting at their own 22-yard line, first and 10. With 3:38 remaining till half. Plenty of time to work with. No timeouts, as we said, but no time to waste either. Three receiver set. Ramos rolls right, stops, throws. Complete, throws on a dime at the 31. And caught there, but the knee was down.
Passes completed to number 11, Tony Bonek.
Bonek on the catch, had a knee down on the turf as he caught it, however, so the play is dead right there. They'll put it at the 32.
Pickup of 9. Nope, they're going to say
First
first
and 10 on
down.
the 32-yard line.
Just enough to move the chains. First and 10, Cabrillo from the 32. Clock now running, approaching the 3-minute mark. Bonek comes out wide to the left, right at the hash. This will be Lombrano running up the middle. We'll get about 3.
Number 23,
maybe 4.
J.J. Lombrano on the carry.
Depending on the spot, looks like they'll put it at the 35 for a gain of 3.
Clock continues to run. We're under 2:50 now.
Tackle made by number 59, Jeff Price.
Second down and
Second and
7
7
over the
on the 35-yard
Conquistadors from
line.
their own 35. Four receiver set, 2 up top, 2 here to the near side. Ramos, 3-step drop, now rolls right, throws on the run. Complete to Lombrano on the far sideline.
Number
Tries to circle
23,
it back
J.J.
in, but
Lombrano
gets
on
tackled
the
at the
reception.
38. Well short of a first down. It'll be a third down and about 4.
Number 22, Tyler Tonali on the tackle.
Well, right at the 38-yard line, and then get to the 42. Third and 4. 2 minutes remaining here till half and running. 28-14 is our score with the hometown Bulldogs lead. Cabrillo will send one receiver wide to either side. Ramos from the pistol.
Hands off to Lombrano.
And he'll get tackled in the
Number
backfield
23,
for a loss.
J.J.
Back at
Lombrano on the
29.
carry.
Good penetration that time by the
Tackle
Buena
by
Bulldog
number
defense.
5, Jackson Dyer.
Jackson Geyer on the tackle.
He's been quite active tonight.
Ball back to the
Fourth down and
34.
7 on the
Fourth down and
34-yard
about
line.
8 now for the Conks. And they'll line up to punt with 1:21 left.
Timeout, Buena.
And Bueno will take a timeout to stop the clock. Trying to preserve some time on offense. I believe that's their first of the half. They should have a pair left.
Correct.
Leading 28-14, the Bulldogs would like to see if they could spread that out just a little more before halftime. As the Conquistadors will be forced to punt this one away on 4th and 8. Now would be a good time for a deep punt. We'll see if the Bulldogs have anything, maybe even have a block called on here.
I'd just go for the return. They've been doing pretty well with that.
That's true. Return's working pretty nicely. Deep man back at the 34.
Number 2, Powell Mathis
That's
back to
Mathis,
receive.
the guy who's been doing all the damage. Conks will kick it away. Short, high kick. And down by the Conquistadors at about the 35. So no return. Spotted at the 34. So the Bulldogs will take over from there
Ball's
with
marked
1 minute,
down on the
12
34-yard
seconds
line.
remaining till half.
1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Minute 12 remaining.
Minute 12 and a pair of timeouts. Let's see if the Bulldogs can do something there before halftime. In the wing tee. Quarterback in the pistol. Throwing deep down the far sideline on first down. This one's going to be overthrown. And a flag comes in as the receiver fell down. Jesse Beatty.
Pass is incomplete.
From our vantage point, looked like he tripped over his own feet.
Well, there was a little hand fighting there, but
And Cabrillo's going to get called for a pass interference. Oh, boy.
Personally, I thought the ball was uncatchable. But
Well, that too. It was several yards beyond the receiver.
if 10 is several, it was several yards beyond.
It's trying to be nice. And here's the call. Pass interference. Cabrillo.
Pass interference by Cabrillo.
Fortunately for the Conks, it's not a spot foul. It's 10 yards, 15 yards. Not to the 49.
Yeah.
And I wish I could give you a radio replay on
line.
that one, because that one,
It was interesting.
First and 10.
there are some folks that would disagree with that. Either way, it's first down Bulldogs from their own 49. Clock's off at 105 and now rolling. Back to pass again.
Pressure by McNamee.
Chavarria throws complete and tackled at the Cabrillo 46-yard line.
Pass is completed, number 24.
Gain of about
Jake
5,
Murphy.
and timeout called by the Bulldogs to stop the clock with 50.1 seconds remaining. Rena's got 1 timeout remaining. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs from the Conquistador 46.
Playwood High School would also like to thank their banner sponsors, Affordable Linen Supply, Erica Homes
Remember, they'll go
Realtor,
back to the
Ventura Children's Dentist,
KPEG studios
Stevens Detailing Shine Supply,
during homecoming celebration
Stillings
here.
Automotive, and
So you can
Harris
learn all
Mortgage.
sorts of wonderful
Thank you
things
for
about
your
what's happening
support.
around the Lompoc Valley, and then we'll come back for the second half. Cabrillo will regroup in the locker room. Right now, we've got 50.1 seconds remaining. It's 28-14, Bulldogs lead. We're going to try to punch in some more before the halftime gun goes on.
And I think we may very well see another heave downfield.
That's possible. There we go, 2nd and 5. Chavarria from the pistol. Back to pass. Tucks it away, and now he's going to get sacked. That's McNamee in the backfield to bring him down. Loss of about 1, and the Bulldogs will take
Number
their
7,
final
Chavarria on the
timeout.
run. Tackled by number 8, Cade McNamee.
Loss of 1 back to
Timeout
the
Buena.
47. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Final timeout by the Bulldogs stops the clock with 42 seconds exactly left on the halftime clock. And as the Buena band plays Mighty Braves song, sort of.
Yeah. Should mention, by the way, that Buena's fight song is strangely reminiscent of Notre Dame's. Heard earlier tonight.
It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Buena.
There we go, 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Final 42 seconds of the half. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Back to pass, scrambling to his right, picked up a block.
Quick pressure.
Throws this one a hard bullet pass, complete and out of bounds at about the 37
Reception made
yard
by
line.
number 6, Robert Buckley.
Buckley on the
First down,
catch.
Bulldogs.
Right at just past the first down marker.
Chavaria just shot that one like a bullet on the run. Good, accurate pass.
And Jesus lost the scoreboard.
The scoreboard is dark and they haven't moved the change yet. There's some discussion about that. So, okay, now they'll move it. First down. First down, Bulldogs. Cabrillo 37. The scoreboard has lost power. So there'll be some discussion about that. Did you keep the official time on the field?
Yeah, there was 42 seconds left when that play began. So you figure probably
somewhere around 35 or so.
35 or so, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. The advertisements and logo up above the scoreboard are still on, but one of the numbers are dark.
Mm-hmm.
So we're guessing around 35 seconds remaining.
I knew we shouldn't have put Johnny in charge of the scoreboard. Rest assured, they will be pouring lights onto the field soon. For those old folks among you who need it to.
That's your daily airplane reference.
Yeah.
It's first down, that much we know. The ball's on the 37, that much we know.
Yeah. There is confusion.
We also know that.
Guess on the time?
Man, they're sorting it out with both coaches now. They will be keeping
We're
time
working
on
on
the
the power.
field.
1 moment.
And I think they're going to go ahead and call this one ready for play. As I said, they do hit marking their
and they
play.
just
Keeping time on the field, so we
called
can
it
only
ready for
guess.
play.
Snap is underway. Here we go. Rolling left, stops, throws across the middle, complete, and slides to a halt at the 19-yard line. It'll be
Pass
first down
completed to
from
number
there.
5, Jackson.
The clock will stop
Geyer.
long enough to move the chains and reset the ball.
First down, Bulldogs.
First down, Buena from the Cabrillo 19. And we're waiting for the play to go. Sideline pass, incomplete. That will stop the clock with however much time is left.
Pass is incomplete.
Second down and 10 from the Cabrillo 19-yard line. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 seconds, I would imagine. No timeouts for either team.
So second and 10.
The ball at the Cabrillo 19-yard line. 4 receivers for the Bulldogs.
Pressure
pass,
again.
have to roll, escapes the pocket, rolls left. McNamee tries to get him, can't get him down, and finally run out of bounds after a loss back to about the 20
Number
yard
7,
line.
Chavaria on the carry.
And McNamee slow getting up.
Matter of fact,
Not getting up.
at the back at the 30-yard line. Tried to dive and get the quarterback from behind and landed hard. So we can assume the clock is stopped for the injured player, but McNamee is back up now and Cade walking it off.
Yeah, and they're marking the ball right at the line of scrimmage. So
Well, they were at the 19. Now they're back at the
More than
22.
Butterball on for the field goal.
So it's third down and a field goal attempt upcoming by Butterbaugh.
yeah.
This will be a 39-yarder. Since they're doing this on third down, I'm assuming the clock is getting pretty close to 0. Kick is away. Straight enough. Is it long enough? No.
Leg right.
Field goal is no good.
Just a little right, just a
Score
little short.
remains. Buena 28. Cabrillo 14.
So the Bulldogs unable to capitalize. It's 28-14. Buena. And we cannot tell you how much time is left on the clock, but they're going to start the clock, let it roll, and the teams will head to the locker rooms. And hopefully they'll get to work on the halftime on the clock at halftime.
And I can tell you how much time there is left. None.
That sums it up.
14.
We're here at halftime. 2 quarters in the books here at Buena High School, and our halftime score is the Buena Bulldogs 28, the Cabrillo Conquistadors 14. So as they set up for a homecoming halftime celebration here at Buena, we're going to send you back to the KPEG studios for some information right there.
Bulldogs
and we will see you back in about
Nation.
20 minutes. Halftime score 28-14.
Welcome
Bulldogs
to
over the Conquistadors. We'll see you for the second half.
Halftime show presented by.
I got smart about mortgages. Now, it's my house I go home to.
I got smart about college. Now my kid's off to a great start.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org.
I got smart about health insurance. Now both my finances and I are healthy.
Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money.
I got smart about protecting my job. Now, I'm doing better than ever.
For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you're looking for.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
Smartaboutmoney.org. The easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hey, football fans, do you have friends or family that live out of town but still like to follow Lompoc Valley football? Let them know that KPEG's game coverage is also streaming live on the web. Just send them to kpegradio.com and they can catch all of the action no matter where they are. That's kpegradio.com, brought to you by your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. KPEG listeners, have we got a deal for you? Now, we know you enjoy hearing all of our great music and special programming, but how would you like to hear yourself on your favorite radio station? Too good to be true, you say? No way! If you are a dedicated KPEG fan, you're invited to stop by the studio and record your very own station ID or tribute. We'll add it to our rotation, so when you tune into KPEG, you just might hear yourself on the air. Give us a call at 875-2750. That's 875-2750, and we'll tell you how. It's simple, it's fun, it's free, and it's right here on Lompoc's very own 100.9 KPEG. By now, you've probably figured out that KPEG is not your ordinary average radio station. In fact, we're anything but ordinary. First, you'll never ever hear a commercial on KPEG. We're all about the music. And how about that music? We play more music with more variety than any other station in the area. And not just the standard tunes you hear everywhere else. Sure, we play rock and oldies and your favorite classic rock songs, but we'll also introduce you to some deep tracks that you might not have heard, some new rock, and even some bands that are a bit off the mainstream. That's what makes KPEG so unique. Well, that and our exclusive live sports coverage, but the point is that KPEG is different by design. Enjoy it. We're 100.9 KPEG.
Dad! Come on! Over here! Look at this, Dad! Over Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, biking, fishing, or camping. Or do your own thing when you get there with family and friends. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We hope you are enjoying KPEG's live coverage of tonight's game between the Cabrillo Conquistadors and the Buena Bulldogs. Join us again next Friday night when we travel to Orchid with the Lompoc Braves as they take on the St. Joseph Knights. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:45 and features an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Then comes the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the Lompoc Braves versus the St. Joseph Knights next Friday. And it's right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
The City Council meetings are your window into how Lompoc works. You can even speak to the council and let them know how you feel. But if you can't be there in person, you can always follow along on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and the web at cityoflompoc.com. That's right. We'll be there on the first and third Tuesday of every month, bringing you all the comments, discussions, and votes. So tune in for a live trimulcast of your City Council meetings, only on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and cityoflompoc.com.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
Fire, flood, hazardous spills, active shooter, extreme weather. In Santa Barbara County, there are things you need to know. If we can't reach you, we can't alert you. Sign up for Santa Barbara County Emergency Alerts today. To receive alerts via email, cell, and landline, sign up online at www.awareandprepare.org. Or for limited emergency information, text your zip code to 888-777 because you need to know.
Hello, I'm Samantha Scroggin, Community Relations Manager with the City of Lompoc. Let's tune in to what's happening in Lompoc. We want your input as the City of Lompoc develops a pedestrian and bicycle master plan. Learn more and take the survey in English or Spanish on our city's website. The decision is a slam dunk to sign up for the Lompoc Recreation Division's Youth Basketball League. Registration is now underway for the youth basketball program that's open to boys and girls ages 4 years old through 8th grade. Come support Lompoc's young filmmakers by attending California Listens 2019 Lompoc Youth Filmmaker Showcase on Saturday, September 21st at the Lompoc Library. Certain Sparks will be on hand providing free ukulele lessons at the start of the showcase. Looking for something fun to do this fall in Lompoc? Our Lompoc Recreation Division has something for everyone. Check out the recreation page on our city's website. Visit our City of Lompoc website at cityoflompoc.com for more information on these programs and events and more. And be sure to follow the City of Lompoc on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all of the latest news in the city. Thanks for joining us for this City of Lompoc news update. We'll talk to you next time when we tune in Lompoc.
Don't have a car? Too far to walk? Bike in the shop? Welcome aboard Colt, the City of Lompoc Transit. Sit back and let us do the driving. Colt serves the communities of Lompoc, Mission Hills, and Vandenberg Village. We offer comfort, low fares, convenience, free transfers, and great service. For more information and free trip planning assistance, give Give us a call at 736-7666 or visit us on the web at cityoflompoc.com/transit.
So, you want to know what's new on KPEG? Well, we've created the perfect solution, and we call it KPEG New Tracks. Every week, we'll showcase some of the new songs we've recently added to the mix, plus preview some tracks that haven't even made it into rotation yet. From indie to heavy metal, you'll hear some great new additions to the library, complete with artist and song title information. And who knows, one of them may turn out to be your next favorite song. Can you afford not to listen? It's KPEG New Tracks. Catch it every Friday night at 6 p.m. right here on your home for the greatest collection of rock and roll on the planet, 100.9 KPEG.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich, no. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I shop and cook for my mom every week.
I help my dad pay his bills.
I take my wife to the doctor.
Am I a caregiver?
Are you caring for a senior parent, spouse, or friend? Do you spend time helping with meals, shopping, or personal care? Are you stressed? Do you have less time for yourself? You are not alone. Nearly 1 in 6 people in Lompoc are caregivers. Visit caringtogetherlompoc.org or call 925-9554.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, alright, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
We hope you are enjoying KPEG's live coverage of tonight's game between the Cabrillo Conquistadors and the Buena Bulldogs. Join us again next Friday night when we travel to Orchid with the Lompoc Braves as they take on the St. Joseph Knights. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:45 and features an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Then comes the kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's the Lompoc Braves versus the St. Joseph Knights next Friday. And it's right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
Hi, I'm Casey Farah, your host for KPEG's Local Music Hour. Playing music from Lompoc and the surrounding cities. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. right here on KPEG 100.9 FM.
Make a difference in your community and apply to be on the grand jury of Santa Barbara County. The grand jury investigates county government, municipalities, and special districts' use of your tax dollars. Jurors see the inner workings of government, not available to most people. And for the convenience of northern Santa Barbara County grand jurors, video conferencing is now available in Santa Maria. Apply today at sbcgj.org or pick up an application at any Santa Barbara County courthouse.
Hey Lompoc, now that your newest, bestest, most favoritist radio station is up and running, why not put us to work? If your organization has a nonprofit event or fundraiser coming up, let KPEG help spread the word. Just submit your public service announcement at least 2 weeks in advance and we'll handle the rest. Call us at 875-2750 for details. That's 875-2750. After all, KPEG is your community radio station. Serving you is what we do. You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives and the Ad Council.
The World Wide Web has many things to offer, and one of those things is Tap TV. Just surf your browser to cityoflompoc.com/taptv. Click on any one of our 3 channels and you will see original, locally produced television. Between shows, we have a bulletin board loaded with announcements and events in Lompoc, with rockin' KPEG radio as the soundtrack. It doesn't stop there. You can make your own TV show. Just stop by the Lompoc Media Center at 125 West Walnut on the 3rd floor of the Anderson Rec Center, and we'll show you how.
Well, welcome back to Buena High School, ladies and gentlemen, where our halftime score is the Buena Bulldogs 28, the Cabrillo Conquistadors 14. This is Greg Ratcliffe here along with Mike Loney in beautiful downtown Ventura, California, and a beautiful night for football. It's almost fall, Mike.
It feels very much like fall.
It feels very fallish this evening.
And the bugs are attacking, I understand, right?
Yes, and a moth dive-bombing my eyeballs here a minute ago. Anyway, that's the hazards. I knew the job was dangerous when I took it.
You just didn't think it was that far.
That's right. And Cabrillo down by 14. We'll see what they came up with at halftime to cut into this deficit. They will be kicking off, is the bad news, to start the second half. Had a very nice halftime celebration here, as we mentioned earlier. It was homecoming. Very fun festivities here this evening. Well received by the crowd. Some nice vehicles, and some of the football players were candidates. Yeah. We should mention one of them was Taylon Butterball, who, to clarify, is their kicker and also a girl. She was a homecoming queen candidate.
Yeah.
Great to see a girl playing high school football.
And a sophomore, I believe it was.
Let me see. Junior.
Okay.
Back to start the second half. Wayne is up 28-14 over Cabrillo.
Apparently she is quite the soccer star here at Buena High School.
Number 24.
Looking for a
22.
G1 scholarship in soccer when she graduates.
Back to receive.
So they recruited her for the football team, and she's doing a great job.
So remember the name.
So they'll pooch kick this one, bounces at about the 27-yard line and returned out to about the 33 or 4.
Number 8, David Duncan on the return.
Duncan on the return gets to the 34-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10, just underway here in the second half from Ventura.
And the scoreboard is operating once again.
That's the good news. We can tell you that it's 28-14.
1st and 10 on the 33-yard line.
We even know there's 11:53 left.
Buena starts their 8th possession.
From the pistol wing T. One man in motion. Right up the middle. Flag comes down. Runner still on his feet. Staggering down the near sideline. Gets his footing. Sprinting down the near sideline. All the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Carried by number 2.
That was Bruton Massis, but there's a flag down all the way back at the line of scrimmage.
And more importantly, there's a Cabrillo player down back at the line of scrimmage.
It is, I believe, Isaiah Reyes down at the 32.
And there was an immediate flag. This was coming back.
And what would have been about a 77-yard touchdown run is coming back for an illegal shift.
Mm-hmm.
Training staff out to take a look at Reyes. That'll stop the game with 11:42 remaining here in the third. Just underway in the second half. They seem to be looking at his lower left leg. But he will be assisted up onto his feet. And it looks like he's going to
hop
and limp. And that was actually number 21,
Trey Robinson,
as opposed to number 2, Reyes. Couldn't see the 1 on the other end of the jersey while he was laying down.
Yeah.
So Robinson being helped off. And we certainly wish him the best. We hope that's nothing serious. We seem to be putting a little bit of weight on it, so hopefully that's not too bad. Meanwhile, penalty moves the ball back to the 29.
It'll be 1st and 15.
And that was Mathis again, breaking another long one.
Yeah.
But 1st and 15. Handoff goes to
Number 24, Jake Murphy on the carry.
And he'll get taken down for another loss back to the 27. So the Bulldogs going in the wrong direction at the moment.
Second down, 17.
Second down, about 17 for Boynton.
They have kind of begun some retrograde motion here.
Takes the pitch, rolling left, stops, throws, complete. Breaks a tackle in the backfield and sprinting down the far sideline and knocked out of bounds at around the 45-yard line.
Pass completed to number 22, Tyler Tonoli.
Chavaria doing a nice job in the backfield to get that ball away.
Tackle made by number 7, Barthel Hunter.
And that's all the way out to the 45, and that'll move the chains for Boyna. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from there.
That was, once he broke that first tackle, he had the first down. It was no doubt about it.
Back to the ground we go. Guess who it is? Mr. Mathis again. This time they'll tackle him after a gain of about 8.
Number 7, Hunter Barthel on the tackle.
Porcel on the stop.
Across midfield into Conquistador territory at the Cabrillo 48-yard line. Second down and about 3 for the Bulldogs from there. 10.5 remaining in the third quarter. 28-14, there's our score of the hometown Bulldogs in charge.
And this is a very important possession for Cabrillo to stop.
24 on a little sweep. It's back to the line of scrimmage and maybe about a half a
yard.
Number
24, Jake Murphy on the carry.
Good penetration that time.
Keep it at the 48-yard line and call it third down.
Third down and 3.
Third down and 3 after no gain. Chavaria, the ball is loose in the backfield, covered up by the Bulldogs, however.
And that was very close.
So the Bulldogs will maintain possession, but they'll take a loss back to the
number 2,
their side of the 50, back to the 46.
And that'll bring 4th down and 9.
4th down and 9, and a punting situation for Buena.
Number 11, Khalil Elabud for the punt.
One man deep for the Conquistadors, back at around the 20-yard line. I'll let you know who that is as soon as he turns around enough for me to see his back. Low snap, picked up a nice kick to get away, however.
And flag down.
Takes a beautiful Buena roll all the way down to the Cabrillo 15. That was Bonek back.
Ball's down at the 15-yard line. Penalty flag on the play.
Roughing the kicker. My goodness.
Penalty
back at the 32.
And I believe that's going to be the personal foul version there. There was no real attempt made to pull up.
I was busy watching the under end of the play, so I did not see the contact.
Yeah. The ball was a low snap, and he managed to field to pick it up and kick it. And
there they go. They're marching 15 yards.
Penalty will result in a first down for the Bulldogs.
That's going to end up being a first down for Buena. Costly mistake by Cabrillo. Cost them possession of the ball. It gives the Bulldogs a first and 10 at the Cabrillo 39. Wow, that one hurts. Back to the ground game. Mathis breaking free into the secondary, trying to turn the corner at the 30. And we'll get out of bounds at the 27.
Pushed out by number 6, Chris Flores.
Mathis is 5'6", 172 pounds.
First and 10 on the 28-yard line.
Little spark plug. He can move. Another first down for Buena to the Cabrillo 28. Clock stopped with 8:38 remaining here in the third. 14-point lead for the Bulldogs. 28-14 is the score. From the pistol once again. Mathis once again. Breaks a tackle once again.
Kyle Mathis on the carry.
And down to about the 25 goes Mathis.
Blitzing linebacker came in and hit him almost immediately, and he just shook him off.
Tackle by number 8, Cade McNamee.
Before McNamee finally put him on the ground.
All of that for about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 25.
Could easily have been the loss of a bit, but he just shrugged him right off and kept going.
Kept on moving.
He's not the biggest back we've ever seen, or the fastest back we've ever seen, but he's a pretty darn good one.
Back to pass. Complete.
Tunnel
screen is correct. Weaving his way through traffic down to the 5, and he's in. Touchdown.
Number 13, Andrew Stewart on the reception.
Andrew Stewart with the catch and run. And Buena's on the board again here in the third quarter. It's 34-14.
Number 9, Taylor Butterbaugh for the extra point.
The aforementioned Taylor Butterbaugh to kick.
She's been very effective today.
Well, she's perfect on PATs. And she stays that way.
Extra point is good. Buena 35.
There's a large
Cabrillo,
jet airliner on the scoreboard. A 7:47 count on the third quarter, and it's 35-14. Buena Bulldogs on top. At least it's not a 7:37. I think those were recalled.
I think they've maxed out, Greg.
So Buena comes out on their first possession of the third quarter and puts 7 more points on the board.
After another Cabrillo self-inflicted wound.
Yep, that was all after a roughing the punter penalty gave Buena the ball back. Those are the kind that really come back to haunt you.
Number 9, Taylor Butterbaugh for the kickoff.
So the Conquistadors really have their work cut out for them now.
Back to receive is number 4, Michael
Down
Gilroy.
3 touchdowns midway through the third.
Check that Gilroy.
One man deep at the 15 for the Conks. End over end kick fielded at the 18 and returned to the 26.
Returned by number 84, James Mayfield. Tackled by number 14, Armando Reyes.
Mayfield on the return. Brought it back about 10 yards or so. They'll put it at the 27. It'll be first down Cabrillo from there. Cabrillo needs to put something together here.
First and 10 for Cabrillo on the 27-yard line.
So this one doesn't get too far away. Ramos under center, I formation, give to the deep back. That's Lombrana.
Number 23, J.J. Lombrana on the carry.
He'll get to the 29 for a pickup of a couple.
Tackle by number 59, Jeff Price.
It'll be second and 8.
Second down and 8 on the 29-yard line.
Don't forget, folks, we will be back on the air a week from tonight as we hit the road once again.
Hopefully, we don't hit it too hard.
3 weeks in a row, we'll be traveling. This time we're going to St. Joseph, where the Braves will take on the Knights.
Zambrano takes it up.
Carry by number 23, J.J. Lombrana.
A few more. Call it 3rd and 4.
Tackle made by number 8, David Duncan.
Got out to about the 33, did J.J. And 3rd and 4 it is as we approach the halfway mark here in the third quarter. A very quickly moving third quarter. Ramos under center, fakes the handoff, rolls right, throws on the move, complete across the middle.
Pass completed to number 11, Tony Bonek.
Tony Bonek makes the catch and is tackled right away at about the 44-yard line.
Tackle by number 8, David Duncan. Be a first down for Cabrillo.
That's enough to move the chains for the Conquistadors, however. First and 10, Cabrillo from their own 44-yard line. Clock now running.
Ball at the Cabrillo 44.
One receiver wide to either side. Again, high formation.
Good.
And Ramos, nowhere to go, is tackled for a loss of 1.
Quarterback
or 2.
Tackled by number 89, Joshua Jones.
Make it 2, back to the 42. It'll be second down and 12 from there.
He took one big step back and stayed there. He wasn't able to move at all.
2 blue jerseys are right on him in a hurry. Second and 12. Cabrillo sends 3 receivers to the left, 1 up top. Ramos from the shotgun. Screen out here to the near side. Complete to Bonek.
Yeah.
He'll get across the 45 to the 47.
Number 11, Tony Bonek.
About 4.
Got the 2-yard loss back, plus a couple on the positive side. It'll be a third down and about 8 for the Conquistadors from the 47. Clock running down to 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 35-14 is our score. The Bulldogs lead the Conquistadors. 2 receivers to either side. Ramos from the pistol, looking to pass all the way, throws deep to the right side into double coverage. This was tipped and in and out of the hands. Tip drill action going on over there. That was McNamee.
That was a lot more interesting than it needed to be.
Cade McNamee.
Off the hands of the defender, off the hands of the receiver, and off the turf for incomplete.
Geyer. And 22, Tyler Tonali.
So after all that, you end up with an incomplete pass and a fourth down and 8 for the Conquistadors. And I do not see the punt team coming on.
No.
It could be that the Conks are on 4-down territory for the rest of the night.
I think it's very much likely.
4 receiver set for Cabrillo. Ramos back to pass. Now tucks it away. Under pressure. Gets hit hard as he throws. Yeah. And incomplete on the far sideline. Almost intercepted. Intended for Lebrano.
Yeah.
And Zach Ramos paid the price on that one. He got sandwiched in the backfield as he let that one go. And the Conquistadors will turn it over on downs. First and 10, Buena at the Cabrillo 47. With 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Bulldogs leading 35-14. Now they've got the ball heading in the direction of the Cabrillo end zone.
Which, in case you're wondering, is south.
Fakes the handoff. Quick pitch out to the far side. Nice misdirection on that one.
Nice precision.
By number 24, Jake Murphy.
Jake Murphy ends up with the ball and gets down to about the 41-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds on the far sideline.
Second down and 4.
Gain of about 6, second and 4 for the Bulldogs. Three receivers to the right, 1 up top. Delay draw. Guess who? Mathis breaking free.
Great blocking downfield.
Touchdown Bulldogs.
Number 2, Paul Mathis.
And another big run by Mathis. He's stacking up the yardage tonight. Padding his stats for sure.
41 yards on that one.
That takes the score to 41.
Number 9, Taylor Butterbaugh on for the extra point.
41-14 with another Butterbaugh PAT coming up.
And 4:17 on the clock.
Huh.
Do we ever have 4-1-7 wild before?
I don't think so. And another perfect PAT
Extra
by
point is
Butterbaugh.
good.
So with 4
Bueno
minutes,
now
17
leads
seconds
42 to
remaining
14
here
over
in the
Cabrillo.
third quarter, the score is now the Bueno Bulldogs 42, the Cabrillo Conquistadors 14. You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports 100.9 KPEG.
100.9.
Yeah, what he said. While you all break out your translators, I'll tell you about Rick Frederick of Frederick Quality Plumbing. Ran into Rick and Lisa on the highways and byways of Lompoc streets the other day, and they were happy to be with us, and we thank them for joining our broadcast team again this year. Frederick Quality Plumbing.
Hopefully nobody was injured. That's a pretty heavy van he drives.
Yeah, but one of those friendly collisions. The
Number
handshake
9,
kind.
Kalen Butterbaugh for the kickoff.
Rick and Lisa, Frederick Quality Plumbing. Thanks,
Back to
guys.
receive is number 4, Michael Guillory.
Guillory's been back deep on every single kickoff, and I don't think he's touched one yet.
Hasn't touched the ball.
Which may be the idea. I mean, that one's
Another short high kick.
very
Fielded
short.
on the run at the 35.
Bonek took it at the 35 and got absolutely slammed.
Number
at
11,
37.
Tony Bonak on the receipt of the kickoff.
So kind of a typical starting position for the Conquistadors tonight. Some around the 30 or 40 in that vicinity. This time it's the 38, looks like. That's where the Conks will take over with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Cabrillo finds themselves trailing 42 to 14. Just in case they weren't listening earlier, because I think they had another ball game that they had to go to in New Mexico, and they're a couple hours ahead of us. A big howdy to Eric and Debbie over in the desert, checking us out on kpegradio.com. Love you guys. Ramos rolling to the right, throws to McNamee complete, breaks one tackle, spins away from another,
Pass
then gets
completed, number 8.
planted on the turf at about the
McNamee.
43.
Yeah, he got ejected out of bounds.
Tackle by number 31, Paul Gomez.
See where they put it. Looks like the 44 is where they'll stick that one. Well, nice gain of about 6. Make it 2nd and 4 for the Conks.
Give them a couple extra points for the aerial show.
Yeah.
At least a couple vouchers for the hot tub.
Indeed. 2 receivers to either side. Ramos will fake the handoff and call his own number.
Ramos Botello, number 1 on the carry.
He'll get across the 45 to the 46.
Tackle made by number 74, John McDowell.
Got 2, needs 2 more. It's 3rd down and 2.
And we discussed earlier, I have a sneaking suspicion we're in 2-down territory.
Would not doubt it at this point. 3rd down and 2 from the 46. 4 wides. Ramos from the pistol, looking to throw all the way. This one in and out of the hands and incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Just
Pass was intended for number 11.
Bonek, the intended receiver,
Check that, Tony Bonek.
had it for a split second and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th and 2. Clock stopped with 2:30 left here in the third. Cabrillo showing every sign of going for this one, as one might expect.
Be 4th down and 2.
I think the only reason they might line up in punt formation the rest of the night, Greg, is if they're going to try and fake it again.
They were successful in the one time they did it earlier. Element of surprise may be gone at this point. 4th and 2. Ramos back to pass. Same play, different receiver.
Pass completed, number 23, J.J.
Lambrana on the catch.
Lambrana.
He'll hang on to it.
First down.
Just across midfield at the 49-yard line, and that's enough for a Cabrillo first down.
It was basically take 2 steps forward, get across the line, and hunker down.
And then hold on.
Because you're going to take a shot. And he did.
So just across midfield to the 49-yard line of the Bulldogs, 1st and 10, Cabrillo. High formation. Lombrana gets the handoff, gets to the corner, finds some room, and gets down close to the Bulldog.
Number 23,
before he's wrapped up.
J.J. Lombrana on the carry. Number 8, David Duncan on the stop.
And in fact, they'll give him all the way to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 9 for JJ, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
I tell you that number 8 for each team has been playing really well tonight. David Duncan for the Bulldogs and for the Conquistadors.
Of course, Cade one of the
McNamee,
one of the key players for the Conks. Lombrana, a big hole up the middle. Got some room in the secondary. Gets all the way down to the 14-yard line.
Number 23,
finally tripped up by Jason Geyer.
Tackled by number 5, Jackson Geyer.
Put it at the 15 and give the Conquistadors a big first down. Clock running, 1:50 remaining here until the end of the third quarter.
We should mention that perhaps the biggest differential we've seen between these two teams tonight, and indeed Cabrillo this year, is speed.
Throwing to the far pylon and just overthrown, incomplete.
Pass was incomplete. It was intended to number 7, Hunter
Barthel, the intended receiver.
Be 2nd down and 10.
Adam just couldn't quite connect.
Second and 10 from the 15-yard line. Clock stop with 1:34 remaining in the third quarter. Barthel will come out. Ramos under center, 2 wides. Lombrana back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing
number
else.
23, J.J. Lombrana on the carry. Tackled by number 22, Tyler Tonoli.
No gain on that running play, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and 10 from the 15. And one would think, Mike, if Cabrillo has any hopes of winning this game, they need to score here right now.
Yep. And not just a field goal.
Agreed.
All right. Barthel wide right. Got 2 wide left. High formation.
Back to pass. Same play as earlier. This one's going to fall incomplete, but a flag comes down in the end zone.
Pass incomplete.
Looks like we might have defensive pass interference again. Very similar to the play we had in the first half. That pass was intended once again for Barthel. Pass interference.
Pass interference on Buena.
From the 15 should be half the distance. That'll put it about the 7.5. Not an automatic first down.
There will be a repeat of 3rd down, however.
It'll be a 3rd down and about 2, looks like. 2.5 perhaps.
45 seconds.
To the running game, Lombrana trying to get to the outside, finds his way down to the 5.
J.J. Lombrana.
Looks like he got just enough for a first down, and
number
he did.
89, Joshua Jones on the tackle.
It'll be 1st and goal, Conquistadors.
39.6 seconds left in the third quarter.
Clock stop to move the chains. And a player down.
Official timeout.
Clock stop for an injured Bulldog. And the training staff will come out and take a look. Can't quite see who that is from here. 39.6 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. It's 42-14. The Buena Bulldogs lead the Cabrillo Conquistadors. Cabrillo, however, knocking on the door. They'll have a 1st and goal from the 4 when we resume. While we have a moment, we'll thank another one of our sponsors. Our good friends over at the Surf Connection are with us tonight. Thank you,
As
Robin.
always.
Appreciate your support. Robin Dunnison, the good folks over at the Surf Connection. Thank you very much for your help. We appreciate it. The Surf Connection.
Looks like one of the linemen or linebackers been able to get up and mostly off the field by his own power.
Good to see. Now we'll get back to action. Two receivers to Cabrillo up to the right. Ramos will be under center, I formation.
Be first and goal.
Tight end left, wing.
Brano, the up back. Ramos rolling. Bootleg. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown, Conquistador.
Number 1. Zach Ramos Botello on the run.
Zach Ramos from 4 yards out sweeps right, puts it in the end zone for the score. It's now 42-20 with the PAT upcoming.
Number 3, Wesley Young on for the extra point attempt.
Wesley Young to do the honors. Kick is away and
Extra
good.
point is good.
Out of the hold of Hunter Barthel with 32.8 seconds remaining here in the third.
Cabrillo, 21.
Our score is now 42-21. Buena leads the Conquistadors. But what's good to say is that Cabrillo has put up a lot more points tonight than they have
indeed
so far this year, averaging just a little over 6 points a game coming into this evening. They've got 21 on the board tonight, so that's a vast improvement and good to see. But they've got a ways to go. Still down 3 touchdowns. With plenty of time. And you wonder the way they lined up right now that we might be looking at an onside attempt here.
And Canoli back to receive the kick.
We shall see. And it is an onside attempt. And it'll go out of bounds on the far sideline. An offensive player go for it.
Kick went out of bounds.
Players from either team diving for it. I don't think anybody touched it. It went out of bounds untouched. That's a penalty against the Comets.
Be interesting to see whether they make them re-kick it again.
That strategy certainly worked last time for a touchdown, but this time you're giving up some awfully good field position at your own 46. So one might think they would accept that one and leave it where it is. And it looks as though that will be the case. So with the ball on the Bulldog 46, and they're going to mark off 5 yards from that. They'll move it to the Cabrillo 49. And the Bulldogs will have a 1st and 10 in Cabrillo territory.
Bulldogs first down.
One receiver to either side, back in the wing T. Number 2 on the carry, breaks the initial tackle, breaks into the secondary. Now it's sprinting. It's a sprint. And guess what? Number 2, Drew Mathis, is back in the end zone after another big run. This one for 49. And I tell you what, Bruce Mathis is just tearing up the Cabrillo Conquistadors tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put batteries in my calculator to figure out what his total yardage is for this evening. How much? I would hazard to say more than the Conquistadors have.
Well, considering the fact that
number 9, Heather Butterball,
he's had
for the extra point kick.
Runs of 50, 49, and 41 for touchdowns.
PAT by Butterball is up and good.
Extra point is good.
So that happened in a hurry. 22.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And our score is now the Bulldogs 49, the Conquistadors 21.
Now 49-21 over Cabrillo.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports 100.9 KPEG. This gives us a perfect opportunity to thank our sponsors. Remember, folks, it's our sponsors that make these broadcasts possible, and we appreciate their help so very much. Year in, year out, week in, week out, they come to the rescue and help us put this on the air just for you folks. Our sponsors this week, The Box Shop, Branson's Embroidery, Frederick Quality Plumbing, Surf Connection,
Number 9, Taylor Butterball.
and Tom's. Thank you very, very much to all of our sponsors. So Taylor Butterball, one of the busiest players on the field tonight.
Marcel takes the ball upfield, picks up about a yard.
Couple
Number
of spin
7,
moves, but didn't
Barthol
get much out of it.
Tackled by number 5, Jackson Geyer.
They'll spot it at the
First and 10,
31.
Cabrillo.
That's where the Conks will take over at 1st and 10.
10th Cabrillo possession. 15.8 seconds.
Between Taylor Butterball and Bruce Mathis, I think the Conquistadors have seen too much of both of those guys.
Yeah.
Guys and gals, I guess.
Those players.
Yeah, them folks. Two receiver set. Lombrana will take the carry off a right tackle.
Carry by
Get
number
about to the
23,
35.
JJ Labrana.
And that should basically burn.
Tackled by number 11, Khalil Alaboud.
Gain of about 4. And that will bring the third quarter to a close. 3 quarters in the books, 12 minutes to go here at Buena High School down here in Ventura County.
That's the
Our
end of the
score
third
is the
quarter.
Buena Bulldogs 49, the Cabrillo
Cabrillo
Conquistadors
21 over Cabrillo.
21. Next week, Cabrillo has a bye. Matter of fact, they're going to take a break. While Buena, I can find it out. Buena has a bye too. Wow. So both these teams are going to take a break after this evening's contest. But you and I, Mike, we never get bye weeks.
No.
We're going back to work. We're going to follow Lompoc Braves over to work it in an all-important non-conference game, the last non-league game of the year, as they will take on the St. Joseph Knights. Intersectional game. So here we go to start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6 for the Conks. Ramos scrambling and will finally go down for a sack after the loss of a couple. Back to about the 32.
Number 1, Zach Ramos-Botello on the carry. Tackled by number 11, Khalil Alaboud.
It'll be a 3rd down and 9. Yes, we've got 11 games on our broadcast schedule for you this season. Before we even get to the playoffs, we'll talk about that when the time comes. 3rd down and 9 here. Ramos from the shotgun, rolls to his left. Plenty of time. Now he's running out of time.
Yeah.
And he'll get tackled for, well,
Number
maybe
1,
got to
Zach
the line of scrimmage.
Ramos-Botello on the carry. Tackled by number 31, Paul Gomez.
And that was a coverage sack, although it wasn't quite a sack. He had nobody to throw to. They'll give him a yard. It'll be 4th and 8.
It'll be 4th down.
Cabrillo lines up to punt. 1 man deep for the Bulldogs. at about the Bulldog 33. And it's another fake. Lambrano, the front man, takes it. And guess what? Bulldogs all over it this time as JJ gets hammered at the 35.
JJ Lambrano on the carry. Check that 23.
What's that saying? Fool me once?
I am going to get number 55.
Yeah. Worked the first time, not so well the second time. And the Conquistadors will turn it over on downs after the failed fake punt.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
First and 10,
something like that. Maybe it's the other way around. Speaking of the other way around, we'll go the other way. It's
getting kind of cold out there.
First and 10 from the 36.
Nothing.
Running play up the middle for no
Carry
gain.
by number 24, Jake Murphy.
Murphy on the carry. Approaching the 10-minute mark, about 2 minutes into the fourth and final quarter. It's 49 to 21. Bulldogs lead, and they've got the ball second and 10 at the Cabrillo 36-yard line. One thing I found interesting, Mike, when we were setting up to be ready for our broadcast tonight.
Which time, bro?
Yeah, that's what I found interesting. It appears the folks here in the press box and the athletic director and generally the football program in general are not used to having radio coverage. They didn't know where to put a radio crew.
Carry by number 22.
This could very well be the very first time ever that the Buena Bulldogs have been on the radio. In that case, we'd be feel very honored and privileged to be here.
Yeah. And with 9:31, the Bulldogs pick up another first down.
We do have a flag on the play, however, back at the 41. Looks like this one's going to come back. And this is a hold against Buena.
Penalty is holding on Buena.
Another first for KPEG Sports, right?
Yeah. What do you expect?
It's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. It's what we do.
Set standards and break records.
Holding Bulldogs will take the ball back to the 50-yard line.
After the penalty, the ball will be spotted on 50-yard line.
Second down and 10, 20, 10, 24, something like that.
Second and 20.
Ooh. And maybe back to the line of scrimmage with that running play.
Number 8, David Duncan on the carry.
David Duncan on the carry.
Yeah, he wasn't just carrying the ball, he was carrying about 3 Cabrillo Conquistadors.
Carried them back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be third down. Third down and 24 from the 50-yard line. They need to get all the way down to the 26. Clock running inside 9 minutes here left in the fourth. Shall we say in regulation. Keep the optimistic point of view. From the wing tee once again. One man in motion. He'll get the ball sweeping right. That's number 22, I believe.
Number 22, Tyler Tonoli on the
Tyler Tonoli gets back maybe a yard into Cabrillo territory to the 49. And bring out fourth down and very long for the Bulldogs. Looks like they'll punt this one away. Khalil Alaboud will punt this one into the night sky. Deep man for Cabrillo, back about the 15.
Really just brought in Mathis as one of the up men, so.
Kick is away. Cabrillo will let it roll, and it's going to take a nice Bulldog roll inside the 10 to about the 7. Where it will be down.
Number 11, Khalil Alaboud on the punt.
And Cabrillo will have their backs to the end zone here at their own 7-yard line. First and 10.
Ball will be spotted on the 7-yard line.
With 7:37 remaining here in the game. 49-21 is our score. Bulldogs lead. Cabrillo with a lot of work to do, and the clock is becoming an enemy as well.
And you finally got your 7:37. Right?
There it is. the medium-sized jet airplane with some technical difficulties of its own. You see, if the scoreboard had gone out with 7:37 on the clock, then it would have been poetic justice, but it never works that way. Flags and whistles will stop this play before it gets underway. No flags, just whistles. Timeout.
Buena.
Buena will call a timeout and stop the clock at that very 7:37. We talked to you earlier about some of the Bulldogs being some large gentlemen.
Yeah.
There's one that's out on the field right now. His name's John McDowell. He's a senior. He's 6'1", weighs 350 pounds. As you might expect, he's a lineman.
Yep.
And a formidable one at that.
Yep. He's one of, I believe, 3 players over 300 for this Buena team.
There's one at 335. Conroy's at 335.
Mm-hmm. Needless to say, Cabrillo doesn't have fellows of that size.
First down throw, complete.
Yep, caught on the knee once again. That was
pass completed to Tony Bonak.
He was down on one knee when he caught it.
It's the same thing that happened last time he caught a pass in the first half. He caught it on a knee, and play is immediately over right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
But, however,
First
complete
down.
out to the 19 and a first down, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Clock stopped momentarily.
It was 7:22.
And then now running once again. Cabrillo with their full complement of timeouts, I believe.
Yes. A little confusion. Cabrillo offensive huddle. I think they just pointed a timeout.
I think they just did indeed. The
Timeout,
aforementioned
Cabrillo.
confusion will cause the Conquistadors to spend one of their timeouts. They've got 2 left. Clock stop was 7:02 remaining as Coach Pateras wants to straighten out that confusion on the offensive side, get things straight.
7:02 on the clock.
Their paperwork starting to get a little soggy out here in the night air.
Yeah.
When Cabrillo gets off of their bye week next week, they're going to be hosting Dos Pueblos at Houck Stadium on the 4th of October. They'll travel down to San Marcos, Santa Barbara on the 11th. And then head over to take on the Saints. Excuse me, the San Ynez Pirates on the 18th. Host Santa Barbara on the 25th, and then take on Lompoc in the big game on the 1st of November. That's their remaining schedule. Ramos back to pass, plenty of time this time. Throws incomplete across the
Pass
middle.
incomplete. It was intended for number 11, Tony Bonak.
Bonek, the intended receiver, that one was a little high and outside.
Yeah, definitely had some steam on it, too.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 19-yard line. Clock stop was 6:56 remaining.
He'd been able to reel that in, and he did have some running room.
And if you think that remaining schedule is interesting, wait until you see what the schedule is going to look like next season. We just got word yesterday of some pending changes coming to the Channel League.
Yeah, and if you don't think we've had enough change, well, this game is a preview of a league game for the Conquistadors next year.
And that is
number 11, Tony Bonak.
Bonak trying to find some room on the
flag.
far side. He'll get wrapped up for a loss, and the flag is down. And this one will be against the Conquistadors.
Loss of a couple, I think, on maybe 3 on the running play, and then we'll see what the penalty is. But
looks like the play was a loss back to the 16. Get the official call on the infraction here. Holding against Cabrillo, declined. So the Bulldogs will take the play.
Illegal block in the back, penalty is declined.
So move the ball back to the 16. It'll be third down and 13 for the Conks as we approach the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter.
On the 16-yard line.
The channel and the Pacific View are being shuffled, and they
merged and split up, I guess.
And then a football-only association, and
it's going to be quite fascinating. We'll tell you a little bit about it as we can. Third and long for the Conquistadors. Low snap. Ramos with a quick screen out here to the near side. Complete to Barthel. And he'll get thrown out of bounds at about the 23.
Number 7, Hunter Barthel on the reception.
Excuse me, 27.
He's going to be close to a first down, but a bit short.
Tackle by number 6, Robert Buckley.
Put it at the 28. It's going to be a yard shy of the first. It'll be 4th and 1. Clock stop was 6:09 left here in the fourth. 49-21 is our score. Going to Bulldogs over the Conquistadors. Cabrillo will go for it. One receiver to either side. Ramos under center. High formation. Lombrana, the deep back, he'll get the carry and he'll get the first down across the 30 to the 31.
Carry by number 23, J.J. Lombrana. The first down, Cabrillo.
Move the chains for the Conks. 1st and 10, Cabrillo from the 31 with 6:04 left in here in the fourth.
Half a quarter left. Ball at the run 31.
Do you have a list of those teams that will be in the in Cabrillo's league next year, Mike Handy?
Take me just a second to pull it up. Got the
Cabrillo will line up with 2 wides. Ramos from the shotgun. Fakes to Lombrana, under pressure, throws. Intended for Lombrana, incomplete in the backfield.
Pass is incomplete, intended to number 23, J.J. Lombrana.
Stops the clock with 5:30 left. This is going to be really interesting next season with a lot of travel. A lot of travel involved.
A whole lot of moving parts.
Shall we say that geography was not part of the determining factors in who plays who?
Okay, let's see. Here we go.
Real quick, as you look that up, here comes number 23. A nice pocket here on the outside and gets across, gets right about the midfield. Does Lombrana for a first down for Cabrillo at midfield at the 50-yard line.
And surprisingly, there is no flag.
I like it.
5:22. Okay, here we go. Lompoc, Pacifica, Oxnard, Rio Mesa, DP, and Santa Barbara will form the channel. Cabrillo, San Ynez, San Marcos, Channel Islands, Ventura, and Buena will be the Pacific View.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is league play, not a CIF playoff bracket.
No,
that's league. First down. Incomplete pass intended for J.J. Lombrana.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 23, J.J. Lombrana.
Intended for whoever was over there, kind of sort of on the left.
Yeah, which was kind of sort of nobody, actually. Yeah. J.J. the closest one.
General direction of Lombrana.
2nd and 10 from the 50. Clock stop with 5:18 remaining. So to follow up on that re-leaguing, there's, as we mentioned, some long-distance travel going to take place next season for regular games.
In case you're wondering, most of the current
Pacific View teams J.J. Lombrana
are in Oxnard.
Forced out by number 6, Robert Buckley.
Lombrana picks up 5 yards. So you've got Pacifica, Oxnard, Rio Mesa in Oxnard, Lompoc, Dos Pueblos, and Santa Barbara in the Channel League. We've got Cabrillo in Vandenberg Village, San Ynez, San Marcos in Goleta, Channel Islands in Ventura and Buena in Ventura. Channel Islands is in Oxnard.
3rd and 6. Ramos keeps it after the fake handoff. Dives forward.
Number 1
to about the 43.
On the carry.
Picks up a couple.
Stop by number 59.
Put it at the
Jeff
44.
Price.
It'll be 4th down and about 5. No, not 4. So in the case of the Lompoc Braves,
under 5 minutes,
they've got 2 teams in Santa Barbara and a handful in Oxnard that they'll be facing in league when they travel. But their closest road game is 60 miles away.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, Pacifica is about 2 hours for the Braves.
Movement on the line.
Penalty flag.
We'll draw a couple of flags.
And offsides.
Offsides, Buena.
And that's going to be enough for a Cabrillo first down, Mike. They needed 4. Penalty gives them 5.
Yeah, with 4:27.
Move the ball to the 39. 39, that's correct. Move the chains as well. 49-21 is the score. Buena leads. Cabrillo trying to get some more points on the board here before we run out of time. 1 receiver wide to either side. Ramos throwing on the run. Complete.
Pass completed to number
That was
4.
Guillory on the
Michael
catch.
Guillory.
He'll get knocked out of bounds at about the 33, it looks like.
Number 14, Armando Rios, knocked him out.
Gain of about 6.
We haven't seen them be able to get the ball in Guillory's hands much tonight.
No, not really.
That would definitely help them if they were able to do that some more in the future.
2nd down and 4 for the Conks. 2 receivers up top. Ramos under center. Back to Lombrano.
Right up the middle, and he's carrying people.
That was a rugby scrum down to the
Carry by
25.
number 23, J.J. Lombrano.
That'll move the chains for the Conks. 1st and 10 from the
Tackled by
25-yard
number
line.
Bulldogs.
Clock running. 4 minutes remaining in the game.
Ball is sitting right on the 25.
And for Cabrillo next year, they've got some Santa Barbara road games as well pending.
Yeah, they've got some. That's an interesting schedule for the Conquistadors. They've got
Ramos back to pass, shooting for the end zone. Incomplete, but another flag comes out, and I think we've got defensive interference
Penalty
again.
flag on the play.
Intended for Barthel in the far corner of the end zone. Another well-thrown ball by Ramos, right on the money. Well, I think this is going to be another case of face guarding. It'll be the 3rd time that Buena's been called for pass interference in the end zone tonight. If that is in fact the case. Waiting for the official call. Pass interference. Defense.
Pass interference by Buena.
So they will mark that play off down to the 13-yard line, just inside the 13. And that'll give the Conquistadors a first down.
Ball will be placed on the 13-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 13. 3:36 to go here in the 4th. I formation. Ramos gives to the D-back. Lombrano finds his way through the initial line and gets
Carry
down
by
to
number
about the 9.
23, J.J. Lombrano.
Pickup of 4 for JJ.
So Cabrillo will have
Tackled by number 31, Paul Gomez.
San Ynez, San Marcos, and then 1 school in Oxnard and 2 here in Ventura.
That can you see me shaking my head on the radio?
Yes.
2nd down, lobs this one to the end zone. Same play again, and this one is incomplete. Same play they had called on that interference call.
Pass incomplete.
This one falls incomplete. No penalty flag this time. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 6 from the 9.
Pass defended by number 18, Jesse Beatty.
2:56 remaining.
By the way, Pacifica, which will be Lompoc's longest distance league opponent, has about 3,000 students. Lompoc has about 1,400. And it will be a league game.
Carry by number 23,
Lombrana
JJ
fights his
Lebrana.
way down to the 6-yard line, short of a first down. It'll be 4th down and about 3 from the 6. Clock running, 2.5 to go. So you're telling me the Braves will have to travel down to Pacifica, about a 2-hour drive plus, to play a school that's twice their size?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Sure. 2:10 and counting. Cabrillo going for it on 4th down and 3 from the 6, as you would expect. Lombrana gets the carry and gets tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Carry by number 23, JJ Lebrana.
And once again, the Conquistadors will turn the ball over on downs. It'll be first down point up from their 6-yard line with 2:01 left here in the game. Quick thanks once again to our sponsors. We thank everybody that's helped us make this broadcast possible tonight. The Box Shop, Branson's Embroidery, Frederick Quality Plumbing, The Surf Connection, and Tom's. Thank you very, very much for stepping up and joining us in our football broadcast this season.
The general consensus seems to be that CIF does not understand geography terribly well.
Aren't they an educational institution?
Theoretically.
Okay, from the wing tee. Keeping the ball on the ground, as you might expect. That looks like number 24, Jake Murphy, sweeping right.
Carry by number 24, Jake Murphy. That's a Bulldog first down.
It'll cross the 15 to about the 19 or so.
Then got 54 to go.
Got about 13 on that and run to the right. That's a first down, Bulldogs. Clock stop to move the chains, and a discussion by the officials over the ball. Let's see what that's about. Haven't had any zebra huddles tonight. Clock now running. Cabrillo with some timeouts in their pocket. Looks like they're going to keep them there. As the Bulldogs will keep the ball as expected on the ground across the 20 to the 21. We go.
Right up the middle.
Gain of about 2. As we get inside, 1.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs from their own 21-yard line.
Tom Meckin's crew has done, I think, a pretty good job tonight.
I would say so.
Officiating group.
As we got 2nd and 8 with 1 minute to go here from Buena High School.
Do we want to mention how the JV game turned out, right?
Well, they didn't fare too well. Last final score of the JV game was 52-0, I believe, in favor of the Bulldogs. The varsity has done a little better here tonight, but they're still going to come up short as we've got about 30 seconds to go on this one. Lost back to the 16 on that one will be 3rd down and 12. I think the Bulldogs will have to snap it one more time, or do they? Doesn't look like it. They seem to be wandering their way back over to the sideline.
Doesn't seem to be much in the way of haste by anybody right now.
Kind of milling around, counting it down inside 15 seconds. I don't think they are going to have to snap it. Yep, this one will tick away as the final seconds go off the clock. This one is official.
That's the end of the game.
I think
Play the Bulldogs, 49.
Sure that
Cabrillo Conquistadors, 21.
All the way.
Give it up for the Bulldogs.
Our final score is 49-21. The Buena Bulldogs defeat the Cabrillo Conquistadors. The Bulldogs go to 3-2 on the year. Cabrillo falls to 0-5, still looking for the elusive first victory of the year. And we wish and hope that they get that
Thank you
very,
for
very
joining us
soon.
for Friday Night Bulldog football. Next week, the Bulldogs have a bye.
As we said, both teams have a bye next week, so they can rest up and
when
get
the
ready.
Bulldogs take on Pacifica High School. Kickoff is
We will
at
be back
7
on the
p.m.
air, as we mentioned, with the Lompoc Braves as they visit
Please
the
drive
St. Joseph
safely. Good
Knights.
night.
Visit us at 6:45 for pregame as we have a chat with Braves head coach Andrew Jones, and then we'll kick that game off at 7 o'clock from St. Joseph. Mike, the Cabrillo Conquistadors came up short tonight, but they put in more points on the board than they have all season.
They did show some improvement, some resiliency.
They still were.
They showed progress.
They were still susceptible to the big play, but I didn't see a lot of glaring mistakes by the Conquistadors tonight, which is a good thing. They need to work on containing that big play defense, but the offense got a little bit going tonight, and that's a good sign.
And with the exception of one massive turnover early in the game, they managed to keep that particular bugaboo in check, but that's definitely risen up to bite them on several occasions this year.
Well, we want to thank the Buena Bulldogs for their hospitality this evening, allowing us to come down and join them and what it seems to have put their very first football game on the radio. Our pleasure to do that for you folks, and thanks for tuning in. And we want to wish the Bulldogs best of luck for the rest of their season. We will be seeing the Conquistadors later on in our broadcast year, so we will check with them a few weeks down the line.
I do know that Buena has been on Friday Football Focus and some other TV clip shows, highlight shows, but they usually don't roam the press box.
We were pleased to be here, and we are pleased that you could join us here at 100.9 FM and KPEGradio.com. We're going to sign it off here from Buena High School for Judy Baker back at the studio, and for Mike Loney to my right. My name is Greg Ratcliffe. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, we will be at St. Joseph High School next week, the Lompoc Braves and the St. Joseph Knights. Our final score here from Buena, once again, the Bulldogs 49, the Conquistadors 21. Now we'll send you back to the greatest selection of rock and roll on the planet, guaranteed, 100.9 KPEG. Good night, everybody.
See you in Punta Leo.
Hi, this is Cabrillo head coach A.J.